Hi there! Welcome to another episode of our video podcast. We profile inspiring people, discuss industry trends, share valuable tips, and almost always goof around too. And as you listen to a conversation among friends with a shared passion, we invite you to sit down, get comfortable, and park here. Now let's begin. Here are your hosts, Parc, Cruz, and Romel Marcelo.
Hey, Parc here, and we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I'm your host, Parc Cruz, and welcome to episode 11. Joining me tonight is my co-host, the one and only Romel Marcelo. Go!
Ayun guys, magandang gabi sa inyo, lalong-lalo na doon sa bagong aking group, yung Orionatics Philippines. Magandang gabi sa inyo, magandang gabi.
Baka marami kang pala ngayon eh. So what's up brother? How are you doing?
So, of course, siyempre, I'm doing good. Mas masaya dito sa loob ng bahay kaysa maglalabas. So, siyempre, iwas-iwas tayo sa COVID.
Nabalita mo yun, there's a news a while ago, earlier, this morning. May lalaki, nag-away sila mag-asawa. Ayaw daw siya palabasin ng asawa. Alam mo ginawa niya? Sinunog niya yung bahay. Labas sila dalawa. So, totoo yan. It's a true story.
Napakatindi
so,
naman.
Pwede na akong payagan, brother. May naisip na akong gawin.
Pero wag naman gano'n. Absunista ang datingan mo niyan.
Anyway, brother, so shout out first tayo at maraming mga nanonood na. So we're currently at go.
Yun, so syempre magandang gabi kay Ginoong Crisanto Gaspar. Magandang gabi sa iyo. Kay Alejandro, magandang gabi, Mr. Alejandro. Shout out daw sa Taiwan kay Gamarch. Magandang gabi. Uy, Orionatics, magandang gabi sa inyo. Nix Veray, magandang gabi. Uy, Rios, welcome back. Magandang gabi.
Balita ko ba rin. Kaya hindi aktibo yan eh. May love is her. Meron ng love
okay.
na daw. Meron na daw.
May love life pala. Kaya pala gano'n. Anyways,
hindi na siya iyakin tuwing inuman. Alright.
Oo. So yun, kay Ellen, magandang gabi sa'yo, Ellen. Magandang gabi.
Sinong
kay
Ellen?
Joe Derams, yung asawa nung aking kumpare, yung may-ari na
Akala ko Ellen Adarna.
Oo nga, akala ko rin Ellen Adarna na talaga naman. Tapos syempre kay Joe Derams, magandang gabi. At sa ating mga manunood, yan, magandang gabi lahat sa inyo.
Alright, so bago tayo mag-continue, let's thank our sponsors first, brother. So again, we would like to thank the following people for sponsoring and supporting all our shows and projects. Without them, mas mahirap gawin ang mga show na to kung saan namin pupulutin ang budget. So again, thank you for Sherwin of TCA Digital Square, Moon Verona of Nikon Philippines, Neil and Jet of PS10 Incorporated, Handy To of Abacus Microcomputer. Go. How about you, brother?
Yun, so syempre, pasasalamatan ko ang G-Farine Philippines. Magandang gabi sa inyo. Urbanescence, yan, magandang gabi. Ano ba to? Mommy Big Bigs, yan, magandang gabi. Mommy Big Bigs by Renan Cruz. Then Tina's Home Baked Goodness. Magandang gabi.
There's another one. You have a new one pero hindi pa dapat sa Monday pa natin announce. You still remember sa Monday pa. Sige. So we have a new sponsor. Pwede natin ang Fit In Boutique from Taiwan. Magandang gabi. Yeah, maraming salamat sa inyo. That's one of our major sponsors right now. So di ba may mga So pero bigyan niyo naman kami ng gadget at puro beauty project, pagkain at saka walang connection sa mga ginagawa namin. Anyway.
Actually, yung bago nating sponsor, RTW naman siya, RTW. Mga damit sa Taiwan. So,
saka natin pag-usapan para maging fashionista ka na. Anyway, so marami tayong nanonood. We have Taiwan, we have Hong Kong, we have Dubai. I'm saying Dubai people. We have Cebu. Cebu. Ang rami dito ngayon ng kalat ng nanonood. Anyway, so let's do a recap first before we go through the main show. So, last episode, which is episode 10 with Manong Ricky Laja. Lolo Ricky Laja. Grabe yun. nakilala
Matindi.
natin husto siya. Napakabait na tao pala siya.
Oo nga. Sobrang bait. Tsaka, actually, marami ako natutunan sa kanya. Yung kanyang perseverance sa pagiging photographer. Kasi,
Paps, di ba? Doon natin nalaman sino mga kasabayan niyang photographer. Sige, I'll name one. Wig Sticeman. Saka sila, yan yung mga kasabayan daw niya. Saka sila, Ibarra Dairy. Imagine mo. So, lumalabas kung gano'ng kabata na siya. So, Ricky, good for you.
magandang gabi, Sir Ricky. Magandang gabi. Pagkakataon ko na ito makabawi sa'yo.
Oo nga, lagi ka niyan. Anyway, you wanna do the current event? So, isa lang. Let's do one. Okay, let's do one.
Sige.
Okay, the most current na I like talking about is yung reunion ng Friends.
Yan.
You know that? They're doing the reunion. Yeah.
Parang TGIS ng Pilipinas ang datingan yan eh. Ganon ang datingan yan.
Magtagal na. Gano'ng katagal sila bago nag-reunion, brother?
I think it's 10 years na. 10 years
Grabe,
bago sila
updated
nag-reunion.
ka. Nga, let me know nga, who's your favorite character there? Or Sige nga.
Sa babae, Rachel. Kasi fan ako ni Jennifer Aniston. Then si Joey. Kasi yan ang pinakamakulit eh. Yan ang makulit eh.
Galing.
Yan.
So manunod ka. So you have HBO Max. Ayos wala kang Netflix pero may HBO Max ka. Panalo ka.
Kasi madami ako napapanood sa HBO Max. Tsaka libre kasi yan doon sa cable namin. Kaya napapanood ko.
Alright, sige. Now let's talk about the guest. This guest, grabe. Sige, I'll do a little bit more kung paano ko i-describe. This guest actually, from the time I started photography, yung name niya is a common name na if you're into, let's say, you're aspiring model or glamour fashion photographer, lalabas yung pangalan yan. Definitely yan yung magiging parang point of comparison or yan yung magiging idol. Kumbaga idol yan. So, ang nakakatawa dito, iilan lang ang photographer. Marami akong kilala photographer, pero iilan lang ang photographer na nakaka-intimidate sa akin. And isa to sa mga taong intimidated ako. I'll give the reason why intimidated ako dito. Alam mo yung presence ng isang taong tahimik pero alam mo matindi. Yung hindi wala masyadong dak pero puro trabaho lang yung pinapakita. Yan yung So yun yung gusto ko dito sa tao na to. I was just lucky na I was invited to be one of the Nikon Pros kasi yan yung mga original. Yan yung mga original Nikon Pros before. So idol nga. So I was with Canon before, then I went to Nikon, then again going back. Saka na natin doktoran yan. Wala pa kasiguraduhan. So buntik na tayong dulas na. Wala ko sinabi. Akala ko. Anyway, so I was lucky to know him there. He was one of my favorite photographer there. Pero naging ka-close ko siya doon. Pero hindi because of photography. Naging ka-close ko siya dahil sa alcohol. Yan yung common napakasarap. Doon lang siya nag-open up at nagiging madaldal pag nag-alcohol. So
paano ba nagiging nag-open up si Sir?
Hindi ko na rin, lasing na ako doon. Wala nang matinong usapan pag gano'n. Pero you get to know the people, the person. Katotohan pag nababahiran na ng alcohol. So I got saan ka ang sarap ng inuman, ang kainuman mo si Lito C, Xander Angeles, tapos kasama pa sila Nico Villegas, ganyan yung setup, tapos JD, so I still remember those fun days. Those are the fun days. Yun yung experience ko sa tao nito. So how about you? Any comments, brother, before you did your research? So do a little bit background of Xander para at least naman wag naman yung puro yung sa akin. Go.
Oo. So actually ako talagang in-stalk ko siya sa Instagram. Sobrang solid ang mga works ni Sir pagdating sa Instagram. Talagang sobrang hindi siya nakaka-motivate eh. That's not the right word.
Hindi siya nakaka-motivate. So,
hindi kasi the right word is very inspiring yung kanya mga works. Kasi mas maganda yung nai-inspire ka pag tinitingnan mo yung work ng isang tao.
Let's just say,
parang
ang raming nag-attempt to do what he's doing. Pero nothing came close, really. I would, hindi niya sasabihin, diretso sasabihin niya. Ako na magsasabi para sa kanya. Wala, layo eh. Kasi the way, one thing, basta ilaw, grabe tong tao to. Wala, solid yan. Ilaw, hands down ako dyan. I try to recreate that using ambient, malabo eh. Alam mo naman, ambient boy. So, pero siya, then I already heard him teach. Iba yung pagka-passionate niya sa pagtuturo. Pag narinig mo yan, brother. So, yun, so, yun nga, kaya yung mga tao right now, if you get the chance to learn from these people, lalo na mga, yung mga, trust me, grab it. Huwag kayong magtipid-tipid pag let's say they have a talk or they have some let's say
dapat
i-grab yung opportunity dahil bihira kayo. Huwag kayo wag lang kasi parang ang industry namin parang religion. Maraming religion, maraming pastor diyan. May mga pastora, meron yung legit. So, ganun lang. Kaya ingat lang, may mga maling daan rin. All right?
Tama baka mamalindaan kayo. So, yun siguro formal introduction na tayo para sa ating guest. So, apparently he is one of the hybrid creator of Lumix camera. So, ambassador siya ng Lumix. Owner of...
Tanong natin, baka may opening.
Mismo! Solid ang lineup nila. Pero, syempre, di ba? Tapos syempre isa siya sa siyang owner ng Edge of Light Studios.
Pakiulit na nabulol ka na naman. Pakipronounce mabuti.
Edge of Light Studios. Yan. 20 years na tong studios na to, guys. So
we'll talk about that too. Pag-usapan natin yan para lahat do sa yung mga kababayan natin who is plan to go back in the Philippines and plan to ang invest nila, lahat ng savings nila magtatayo ng studio. Tatanungin natin sa kanya mismo kung gaano kadali mag-studio para malaman niya na ito talagang owner na ng studio to.
Oo. Tapos isa sa creative director of BLK.
What's BLK?
Actually ni-research ko sa honestly hindi ko nakita yung meaning. Hindi ko talaga nakita yung meaning. I'm sorry. Pero
Alright. Pabihira.
Tapos isa siya sa photographer, advertising, fashion, glamour photographer.
Grabe,
and director. Sobrang solid dito ni Sel. So, without further ado, let's all welcome Sir Xander Angeles.
Alright. Yun. Ojo, yun.
Boss. Magandang gabi.
Magandang gabi, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Showbiz to eh. Anyway, long time no see, long time no hear, brother. It's been years since we last talked. It's good to see you here during the new norm. So, pero I guess, again, let me thank you for giving us the time. Alam ko, sobrang busy ka and just last minute pa nga, raming mong ginagawa. So, thank you muna.
Sir,
maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat po.
Pero maraming tao nag-aabang and I'm sure they wanna hear you, know you better. Kasi sabi ko nga, don't worry, hindi to mga parang yung mga ibang show na napanood ko.
Alak yung hawak natin dito.
Actually, hindi ba sila? Kasi last time, si Oli Ruiz was here. Sabi ko, you wanna drink, tingin mo, the whole show. So, if you're, feel free to drink. It's yung nga lang, hindi ko sagot pa nagkalat kayo dito, ha? Yun yung So, mahirap eh, we're live. So, Romel, kindly tell the viewers right now what's the show about para alam nila kung what to expect.
Ayun, so guys, etong show nga pala ito. Syempre, of course, this is Edge of Light with Sir Xander Angeles. So, guys, we will know about the actual artist itself. Kasi syempre, yung works, kita nyo naman na yan eh.
Common na yan.
Alam nyo na yung, pag in-stock nyo nga talaga siya sa Instagram, alam mo yung parang namamagnet ka na, scroll ka na lang na scroll, nauubos yung oras mo, sabi, naku po, ang galing talaga nitong tao na to. So, ayun guys, if you have any further questions, just throw those questions in. Marami kayong matututunan dito, guys. Marami kayong matututunan.
You're doing good, ha? Tuloy-tuloy na. Mukhang dumediretso na yung dila mo. Hindi na bumabalot.
Nahiya kasi ako sa Orionatics eh.
So,
nanonood kasi sila ngayon eh.
Alamin ko muna ano nangyayari sa buhay ng kaibigan ko. So, Xander, how's the new normal is treating you right now?
Oh, wow. That's a hard question. Actually, lahat tayo tinamaan eh.
Lahat.
Oo, lahat tayo tinamaan. Especially yung recent lockdown. I mean, they don't wanna call it lockdown. It's a lockdown.
Iba, ang raming stage nga ng lockdown na nalito na ako, bro. That's one of my sentiments, bro.
So, yun. Okay naman.
That's good.
We're back to normal shooting skeds. Actually, I was in Subic lang for a project. And then, came back lang this afternoon for a PCR swab for a Monday shoot. Yeah. So, sakto lang na Saturday night yung ating show. Yan, ang inyong show.
Don't worry, we'll try to make it fun for you, brother. Kahit na pagod ka. We'll try to make it different. And at least, it's an opportunity for people who doesn't know you to know you now as an artist, where you where you get those concepts, how you think about things, where you started. So just I'll give you a brief description of the show. No? So what I love doing a lot in this show is to bring people who are incredibly awesome and talented to teach you and show you that they're awesome. Ganun yung purpose. So, hindi ako, hindi lang dito, hindi lang requires maging magaling eh. You need to have an integrity to back it up. Kumbaga yun. So marami kasi, alam na natin yan, maraming magaling dyan. Marami nagmamagaling. Lagi ko sinasabi, at maraming sinabi ng magulang, magaling sila. Until na akala nila yun. So, Xander, the purpose of this interview this evening is to know you better as an artist and as a person. So, as a practice, ito na yung normal na. As a practice, Xander, we don't normally introduce our guests fully, so we let them introduce themselves. So in a way na mas gusto nilang makilala, kasi normally makikita mo nakasulat na dyan who's Xander Angeles, ayan na, this and that, but who's Xander Angeles? Give us a background on who's Xander Angeles. It's up to you, di ba?
Alam mo, Sir Xander, normal na reaction po
normal
ng mga
reaction yan.
Parang ang hirap agad ng number one question mo.
Ano ba? Sa research ninyo, makikita nyo, parang I've dived into so many things for so many years. I traveled here and there, and then dabbled on every little thing, from photography, cinematography, director, creative director, restaurateur.
Sobrang bored ka, no? Rabi ka oras.
No, exactly my point. Madali ako mabore.
That's good. Which is good, di ba? Kasi kung hindi ka na-bored, you just keep on doing one thing and that's it. Yun lang eh. Pero I'm surprised that you've been doing also all of those things, di ba? Nasaksakan mo pa nung triathlon. So, saka na lang natin pag-uusapan yan.
Mamaya yan.
So, what else?
Saka na muna yun.
Saka yun. Pupunta tayo doon.
Walang workout pa ng 1 year because of the pandemic. Takot ako lumabas eh.
Everyone is afraid.
Opo, sobra.
So, doktongan ko na to, Xander. Tell me a day in the life of a Xander Angeles. What goes on? Your daily routine.
Wow. Wait, I wake up around mga 5 a.m. Do all my emails, para tulog pa yung mga tao. So, I can do all my social media shit, all my So, first coffee, 5. Second coffee, mga 8 o'clock, pagising na yung mga tao. So, done na ako doon. Nakapagbanyo na, nakapagkape na, nakatapos na ako ng basa ng email. Program ko na yung gagawin ko the whole day. If there's a shoot, usually we schedule it between 9 to 6. So by 8 o'clock, I'll be out of the house and straight to the studio. And then, yun, kayod na. In between, coordinating with yung na-research mo, it's called Black Tank.
Okay.
BLKTNK. Okay. So it's a creative think tank. It's a collective of artists that we manage. So we service different brands. Kasi before parang when we do shoots, di ba? Parang we need an agency, we need all of these things na ngayon, we do creative concepts for them. We do marketing strategies. We do everything, pati social media management. Social media. Pati, ano ba diba? Digital content creation. So, all in one na yun, yung Black Tank. And basically, the Black Tank is the head, and then Edge of Light is the production side.
Oh, okay.
I see. Okay.
So, concepts, Black Tank, and then Edge of Light is the production, both video and photography.
Yun.
So, aside, yung mga hindi pinapansin ng mga ad agencies na client, or may mga projects na it's too small or it's too different to be serviced by to be serviced by ad agencies.
Kayo na, no?
Kami na amahan na. Kumbaga mas tutok kasi we're small team. Kumbaga boutique.
Grabe.
Boutique siya. Oo.
So yung pala, all-in-one pala yung
one-stop shop na siya. So basically,
from social media management and etc.
Tapos may modeling agency pa.
May modeling agency pa yan. Romel.
Doon ako interesado sa modeling agency.
Yeah, good. Sige, kasi nandun na rin naman tayo sa area naman. So that's his daily life. So we'll go to that in more on detail. But after work, what do? You go home straight or you still have fun? You still may time ka pa ba to have fun?
Dati meron kasi pwede pang lumabas eh. Di ba, before the pandemic, 2019, it was okay. So every weekend, usually I'm out of Manila by Friday night. So usually I don't schedule shoots during the weekend.
Baliktad. Ikaw yung weekend na hindi wala shoot kami.
Hindi, wala akong weekend. Kasi that's the only available days for my family kasi the kids are in school and syempre hindi mo pwedeng ma-absent. So I have them, so they have my full attention ng Saturday, Sunday.
Maganda yun, sir.
Yeah. So yun, medyo toxic lang the whole weekday because yun nga, juggling Edge of Light, Black Tank, Elite Manila, and then I have a little restaurant in Morato.
Yeah, I read that. You have that restaurant. Nakita ko yung food na yun. Hindi ko muna pero we'll talk about that. Well, yummy. Mamaya natin that. So, okay. So, let's go for a little bit more of your history. So, what made you go into photography, brother? Walk us through your beginning as a photographer.
Ano ba? College, I studied fine arts, and then I was a mountaineer actually. I was in the extreme sports community. So mga adventure race.
So you're active na before pa yung kasi akala ko all of a sudden nag-triathlon ka. So it was your thing. Okay, now that explain.
Yeah, 10 years akong mountaineer, as in para siyang, alam mo yung look ng long hair, tattered jeans, naka sandals, naka mojo.
Definitely not Xander Aguiles na lapit picture ko, brother.
Ibang-iba, no?
Mga 10 years ako namundok dati, from high school to college. So, ang totoong work ko noon, I was a tattoo artist.
Grabe. Okay.
So I was a tattoo artist during college. That's how I met my wife.
Okay.
Naghahanap siya ng tattoo artist for the brother. Tapos sabi ko, ang cute nitong girl na to, naghahanap ng tattoo artist. Tapos sakto, laging brown out. So akong tinatatuan ko yung brother niya, brown out. So babalik ulit ako sa kanila. Tapos nung naggandahan sila sa tattoo nung brother, yung buong basketball team pinatatuan. So lagi akong bumabalik. So eventually after that sessions, yung mga session na yun, wala na, girlfriend ko na yun. eventually naging wife ko.
Malupit si Sir
diba?
Xander. No?
So, Romel, pwede ka na magtato.
Mismo.
Malay mo, makahanap ka ng
So, tattoo artist and then mountaineer.
Yeah.
And then sa college, you have a photography class and sa fine arts. So, parang alam mo na yun. Tapos biglang paano ba? Nakatambay ako noon kung natatandaan nyo sa Mega Mall, there's a outdoor shop called Habagat.
I think, it's not, yeah.
So nakatambay kami doon and then one of the professional photographers, naghahanap ng assistant. Pwedeng racket yan So nag-apply kami as apprentice and then eventually we got in and then sabi ng boss namin, you have to forget everything you know about photography dahil lahat ng natatunan nyo. Kasi outdoor Outdoor di ba? Sinushoot mo mga sunset, ganyan. Mga landscape. Gusto mong maging National Geographic photographer, wala ka namang pera. Hindi ka naman makapag-travel. Sabi ng boss namin, malimutan mo yan. Dito ka sa loob ng studio, turuan kita mag-ilaw.
Yeah.
So, wow. And then after, parang doon na mulat yung...
Doon ka na na-hook.
Doon na talaga ako na-hook kasi my boss was one of the youngest multi-millionaire in Asia.
Filipino?
During that time.
Is he Filipino? Okay.
Filipino. So, 1994 to.
Yeah.
Ay, hindi, sorry. 1996. So, apprentice ako siya ng 1996. Bago pa ako gumraduate ng college. Tapos, naka-brown color lights.
Brown color.
Wow.
Now I know bakit niya gusto mo ilaw. Okay.
Tapos, naka 4x5 camera, naka 120 camera, Hasselblad na 120. Sabi ko, shit, this is the shit. Sabi ko, parang talagang from scratch tinuruan kami. In 3 months, inabsorb ko lahat ng natutunan ko sa studio. I was, what do you call this? All around. Messenger, taga-print ng black and white, taga-process ng transparencies, tapos assistant sa shoot.
Yeah. So, but
Tapos
at the same time, you're still learning, right? Yun That's
super.
part of the learning curve. Kumbaga, you remind me of parang yung mga kung fu movies na tinitrade binugutuso-tusa hanggang natuto na pala siya. So, something like to that, effect, diba?
Totoo. Tapos ako, eventually, pati yung business side, pinahawak niya na sa akin. Ako na nag-bill, ako na nag-driver, messenger, AE, hanggang matutunan ko yung billing, makilala ko yung mga agency. Tapos, eventually, after all that, after 6-8 months, na-meet ko si Edwin Tuya Kilala mo?
Tuya, yeah. Edwin Tuya, yeah. Nakapila yan.
See?
Edwin Tuya, hintay ka. Malapit pa tayo tapos.
So, na-meet ko si Edwin during one of our shoots. Edwin was doing the portrait of the BODs. Board of Directors of company, and I was doing all the other shots, yung mga sabi nga niya, bata, kanino ka ba nagtatrabaho? Sabi ko, kay ano po? Malis ka na doon, ka na? Mag-solo ka na, kayang-kaya mo yung bata. Sayang yung talent mo. Sabi niya, talaga? Wala po akong pera. Sabi niya, hindi, ka. He offered his studio. Tulungan kita. Boss, sabi ko, wala po akong gamit. Mag-shoot ka ba? Rami kita ng ilaw. Ganyan. Meron siyang studio sa Anonas.
Okay po.
Parang hole in the wall lang na studio. Parang portrait studio. Pare, doon ako nakaipon. From nothing.
Matindi talaga to si Sir Edwin din, no?
Yeah. So from brown color, dun sa studio, si Edwin naka-Visa Tech.
Visa, hindi ko pa.
Pero ano rin yun, parang wrong color sub.
Alright. So,
pero wrong color pa rin. So, hawak pa rin siya ng Island Multi.
So that's why kaya nag-react ako sa broad color, guys. Kasi I got to work with Xander mga pag nakikita ko siya mag-work. And one of his requests would be he wants yung broad color na lighting yung ganyan. Now that explain bakit kasi talagang pinagsimulan niya yun na yung nakasanayan niyang ilaw, which is talaga, no? I think that was in Dubai when you requested that type of lighting, and I think no one was using it that time, pero they were curious about the lighting. So yeah, continue tayo, Sad.
Pero sa experience ko kasi there's nothing, you cannot compare a better light than them.
Mm-hmm.
O kaya tawag sa kanila wrong color the light.
Oh, yan guys, yan.
Yun.
No, I mean I've used Pro Photos, I've used ang daming klase ng mga flash na dumarating sa studio namin na you can't compare. It's what do you call it? Color corrected already.
Yep.
Even yung mga accessories niya, all the diffusers, lahat ng tela, lahat ng reflector, lahat yung color corrected based dun sa...
So halos wala ka na correction sa in terms of colors pag wala na halos tayong correction pag gumamit ka na yung mga it lessens the workload basically.
Exactly. So when you were shooting film, there's walang spare. Di ba? When you were shooting film before, ang 120 film, it's just a maximum of 10 to 12 shots per roll.
Okay.
And then you're using 4x5, it's like per sheet. And then pag magte-test ka, Polaroid, 100 pesos per shot.
Ako po.
Kaya mahal, di ba?
Masyado mahal ang photography, kaya nga napakaswerte ng mga tao. Nung dumating ang digital, malaki ang naitipid ng mga tao. Yung nga rin, maraming rumaming photographer na kaya nga nandito ka ngayong gabi. Anyway, Xander, what was your first camera? Your personal camera?
Personal camera? Professional? Kasi college I
sige, sabihin na natin from kahit na yun ano ka pa let's say you're still a novice tapos so or starting off
college ang unang kong is a Pentax film yun na film.
yeah okay.
And then syempre nung naging professional na ako, nung nag-assist ako sa boss ko, hindi ko naman afford yung Hasselblad niya, di ba? So ang closest is sa Mamiya RB67. It's the much larger.
Yeah, nakikita. The black one.
The black one. So, that's my workhorse when I was shooting, when I broke into fashion and advertising. Noong year 99?
Okay.
99, 98, 99.
What was the first image you shot on that camera?
Natawa si Sir Xander eh.
Totoo ba? Gusto mo yung totoo?
Yeah.
Opo.
You know why? That's the funny thing eh. Okay, ako sasabihin ko. The very first photo or image I shot was a group of batteries, AAA batteries, and that's it. How about you? Bakit mo?
Ito no bullshit. Kasi my wife used to be an art director in a graphic design studio. So, nung nag-assist ako dun sa boss ko nga, yung saan ako nag-apprentice, kabibili ko lang ng Mamiya.
Mamiya po.
So, sabi niya, may camera ka na, pwede na kitang i-hire. Pwede na kitang i-recommend sa boss ko. And shootin mo yung first ad mo. Paid. Ito yung first paid job
gig.
ko.
Yeah, okay.
After my apprenticeship. Guess what?
Hindi ko ba napaka-wild na
Inodoro, Brad.
Alam mo, sobrang
okay.
Napaka-iconic talaga ng inidoro na yan eh, no?
Ang layo sa pag ginagawa mo ngayon Hindi ko na-expect yan
Because dati, ang namin, yung studio na yun is we specialize on product. So we shoot a lot of beverages, which is ito yung pinakamahirap na i-shoot. Yung mga beverages, yung mga bote, mga wine, mga lahat yan.
Paano mo ilawan yung inidoro?
Oo. Sabi ganun. Pero paid job eh. So,
yeah. You could be choosy. It's work. It's paid. Yeah.
Hindi. Saka, si girlfriend ang nag-request. Gawin mo
Recommend, no?
Trabaho ni boss. Kaya ano ba kung unang bowl ng inador. Sabi ko, shit. Diba? Okay, shoot.
Kaya pala yung reaction mo, you serious? You wanna know my first
Talagang gusto mo talaga?
Now
so eventually, my ang background kasi noon, kaya I ended up shooting a lot of people because my boss is one of the top product photographers in the Philippines.
Okay.
Okay po.
Ayaw niya mag-shoot ng tao.
So ikaw yung
ayaw niya mag-shoot ng tao. Ayaw niya mag-shoot ng tao kasi ayaw niya yung what do you call this?
Interacting?
Oo, yung stress of
alright.
shooting or dealing with the egos of the models, the celebrities, the mga managers.
Oo nga
so,
naman.
Ayaw niya yun. Kasi he doesn't need it because he's a rich guy.
Yeah.
So parang fuck that. I don't need that. Ito kung gusto mo
animated subjects ang gusto niya, not the people, human interest.
Pero sobrang galing. So sabi ko sa kanya nung when I said nagpaalam na ako na sabi ko, boss, winay ko, parang sabi ko, boss, mamumundok muna ako. Babalik muna ako ng bundok, pero totoo, magtatayo na ako ng studio.
Pero pero ang maganda doon, you were able to learn from his, di ba, since kinuha ka niya, since he hired you were trained to learn the business. Yun yung naging naging stepping stone mo.
Correct.
So, ang magandang lesson yan, ha? Yeah.
Yep. Sobrang gandang lesson kasi lahat ng lighting techniques of shooting watches, bottles, and all this. Sobrang technical yan, ha? Sobrang technical yan. Kasi hindi mo mapapasmile ang mga produkto.
It's nice to hear it from you who's really, you're Xander now, but no one knows yung pinanggalingan mo na ganyan nga na pinagdaanan mo. Kasi majority of the generation right now, they want to learn, pero they don't want to do the hard work like you did, yung parang ganyan because they want it automatically. I want ito na ginagawa ko agad. Yung mga ganun ba?
Tao agad ang isushoot ko, agad
or
parang
gusto
ganun.
gig na without the proper training. So parang nagiging trial and error yung mismong first gig, yung mga ganyan.
First gig, oo.
So one thing siguro I'm curious, since you mentioned your camera, your shoot, who were your inspiration when you were starting out?
Paano ba?
It could be local, it could be Pinoy.
I don't really look at before. I don't really look at local magazines before kasi medyo tutok nga kami sa product. Ang uso nun dati was MTV.
Yeah, okay.
So malaking-malaki ang music video business.
And it's a little bit talagang bagong yan eh. It's a new media form talagang, at saka it created a new generation of artists nga. Ang alam ko yung MTV itself. So that was your time when you were starting. Okay.
Late 90s. So yun. Tapos syempre late 90s and then going to the millennium, which is 2000, parang usong-uso nun yung mga high-tech, neon, Y2K, whatever, di ba? Parang ganun, di ba? So,
it actually still have that with yung mga mga shots mo. Even your past shoots, meron kang mga ganyan and you still implement those type of lighting na talaga nasi-spill over, pero it's different. It's yun pala yun. Doon yun yung parang pinanggagalingan ng inspiration nung mga color and lighting mo. So that explain, Robel, yung mga kulay niya.
Yun nga Yun nga, doon pala ang pinanggaling. Pero mabalik tayo kasi Sir Xander, nabanggit mo yung pagiging tattoo artist. I'm just very
curious. Balik ka talaga. Nakarinig ka lang kasi nagkaroon siya ng asawa sa tattoo artist, binalik ka mo talaga.
Hindi naman. Kasi siyempre, we all know, pagdating sa pagiging tattoo artist, very keen yan pagdating sa details. Do you think nakatulong yun, Sir Xander, nung nagsushoot ka pagdating sa product photography nung nag-a-apprentice ka?
Yung sinasabi mo, yung niya, discipline on being keen and
Yung pagiging keen sa details pag nung nagtatato ka kasi alam naman natin na sobrang pagdating sa pagtatato talagang detalyado yun. Do you think na nakatulong yon nung naging apprentice ka sa pagdating sa product photography?
Parang hindi.
Hindi. So wala
gusto ko sana sabihin na there's a connection, but actually magaling ang kaya ako nag-tattoo kasi I was a good watercolorist.
Alright.
So yung style ko sa painting and drawing, yun yung in-apply ko sa tattooing.
I think ang nakuha mo yung ang na-maintain mo is how you blend colors. You know colors by nature and you know how to blend colors, you know how it works. So that's why in terms of photography, you can play around with colors, yung mga damit, yung mga ganyan. So that's basically I think Romel doon niya nakukuha. Pero the two itself wala nga ano.
Wala pala.
Ako siguro kung meron akong babalikan, I think yung pagiging perseverance at saka discipline, yung pagiging mountaineer niya, na-apply niya yung discipline niya sa pagiging sipag lang. Hindi ka pwede tatamad umakyat ng bundok eh.
Paano ka makakabalik pag tinabad ka sa gitna, di ba?
Okay, Xander, what is your favorite style of photography?
Ngayon? I don't know. Parang I easily get bored.
Kaya kailangan mo mag-evolve eh.
Kailangan ko i-challenge yung sarili ko eh. So, pag nakikita ko na yung Instagram feed ko na mukha na siyang monotonous, so yung nakikita niyo sa Instagram feed ko, that's just my side work.
All right.
So
okay,
that's not
your So
that's not my bread and butter.
So it's more of your outlet shoot, yung mga parang
exactly.
That's your kumbaga that's your me. This is me. Yun na lang yun.
Exactly.
Kasi nga, hindi, given tama naman eh, that explains, kasi if you have a client, majority of the work is dictated by your client and partly creation, partly would be may influence of your style pero not totally your creation. Now, tama nga na
execution lang tayo.
Exactly, 'di ba? Yun nga yung problem. That's why hindi nga ako napunta sa field nyo eh. Hindi bagay tao, hindi bagay ugali ko diyan eh. So matigas ulo. Pero yun nga maganda yun na you have an outlet to showcase your own style and at least you play around at you sharpen the skills once in a while. Ayan, ito ang ganda tong Romel, you have a follow-up there or tuloy ako?
Clear ako, tuloy tayo kasi nasagot ni Xander sa Instagram eh.
I-stock ba talaga?
So,
ano lang yun, actually ang dati meron kaming parang Happy Mondays. Parang kayo, di ba may boring Mondays kayo?
Yeah.
Sa studio, meron kaming Happy Mondays kasi usually the celebrities, they work on a weekend, may mga asap yan, may mga party, mga ganun, di ba? Tapos they usually shoot. Usually Monday, that's their break. They don't have tapings, they don't have anything.
Ay, tama lang na Monday ginawa namin yung show na to.
Tama.
Kaya pala nakuha natin sila Jennifer Lee. Walang ginagawa nung Lunes.
Oo.
So Mondays, usually break ng mga celebrities. That's when they hang out in the studio. Magte-text na yan after ng show ng Sunday. Wala akong gagawin ng Monday. Tara, gawa tayo ng ganito-ganyan kalokohan. So game. So usually that's our Happy Monday. So
actually, your place, actually your studio is a fun place. Kasi when I was still active, when we were still together, all together, that place is a hang around of all artists and we just have fun. Yun nga, kung may pupasok doon na idol kami, hindi na kami idol after that kasi makikita mo paano how normal these people yung mga to. So masaya yung lugar, yung Edge of Light, kaya very memorable yung place. Anyway, so
marami nang sumikat sa Edge of Light.
Marami. Huwag na natin. This is the
marami nang dumaan sa Edge of Light.
Yun.
Just read between the lines, guys. Okay. So anyway, given a chance to explore a different field of photography, what would you like to do to try aside from what you are known for right now?
Wow.
I'm sure you have something.
Wow. Actually, parang hindi ko pa rin naman nakuha yung, kumbaga nag-peak ako nung early 2000. But right now, parang ngayon because of the digital age and all these things coming in, videos, you have to, alam mo yung digital content, it's very fascinating to me. So right now, we're exploring a lot of things, being a hybrid photographer. So I'm just playing around with photography and moving images. So yun lang. That's what makes me busy now. Yung content creation.
Yun yung bago
very, that's the trend today. That's what we actually are pushing. No? Everybody should take a look at that. No, parang kailangan nyo talagang do videos aside from photography. Yung videos talaga will stay and eventually puro videos na lang yan.
I think parang when I was starting, something 2005, 2006, people were talking about that specific. What would happen? What's after photography? And majority of people seeing them still going to video. Kasi nga, it's already video, magiging pa DOP, you get, kasi it's the same logic, but this time it's different, it's moving, so you can conceptualize movie, so it's totally different. Pero magandang stepping stone yung photography, you get to train your eyes in composition. Basically, yun yung so yun nga, so and you really, sabi mo nga, mabilis ka ma-board, so that's why probably you're into video now. What's next? So yun nga, so I'm curious about ano pa, siguro naman hindi ka na babalik ka bang landscape? You wanna do landscape? Are you saying? Yeah, pero you could mix your thing, di ba? Since you shoot model, di ba? Pwede ka rin may landscape tapos may model. So I think you do that naman. You do outdoor shoot ready. Ramel, you have a follow-up there?
Hindi,
wala
siguro,
natatameme ka no?
Hindi, siguro yun nga, pagdating doon sa video na sinasabi naman ni Sir Sander, siguro, Sir Sander, malaki rin siguro din ang effect nung napunta sa digital age pagdating sa pagiging mas creative nung mga videos ngayon, no, sir?
Actually, hindi siya creative. Mas democratic, would I say, no? Medyo
I see, okay po.
More democratic siya than creative. Sa akin kasi medyo before mas creative tayo nung time natin, Parc, kasi before talaga siya kumbaga limited yung resources and then there's no platform.
Nope. Ilan lang cameraman, there's the forums and that's it, and ilan lang.
Walang platform and then you have to get into the business just by sheer guts na I know what I'm doing and
palakasan loob, brother.
Palakasan na ng loob So I mean, you have to be, kumbaga, what do you say? How do you say this? Parang kailangan ka ma-discover nung
you'll try to find a way paano ka tatawag ng atensyon ng mga tao. So basically
without internet
without internet brother. Yun, it was hard. Kaya nga tama si Xander, it's so easy for anyone to get known now. You have Facebook,
kasi ang daming medium na pwede mong i-share
platform, basically yun nga. So
platform lang are the TV networks. And then a handful of magazines. And then a handful of newspapers. That's it. If you're featured in a magazine and then you'll be able to do covers, that's your break. If you get featured in a leading newspaper, malaking bagay na yon. And then especially when
kasi ilan lang kayo naman mapipili doon.
Handful lang.
Handful
lang yun. No? Mabibilang mo sa kamay mo
Tapos and everyone wants to do that when yun yung kumbaga parang a main goal when you're into the fashion and glamour photography. My main goal is to be at least to be printed mo na sa magazine. That's your first yun yung kasi yun yung doon ka makikilala.
Editorial.
Yeah, editorial, exact word yun yung pero a lot of photographer doesn't want that word. They don't want to use the word editor. I don't know if it's too heavy to use kaya ayaw nila gamitin yung editorial. What is sige, let's expound to that. What's editorial in general explanation? Ano siya?
Usually pag it's a fashion magazine. It's a parang fashion story. So you tell parang an essay, photo essay with clothes and story. So may mga shoots na inspired by classic Hollywood films. Merong
okay.
Diba?
So that's that. Parang may mga basta it's like a still movie na nandun. Basta it tells everything. So it's not just fashion. It has meron dapat story, may emotion and everything that works.
Yeah, di ba?
Okay.
So may title page, di ba? Tapos hanggang maging karoon ng ending.
So hindi lang yan yung mga sexy shoot lang yan. So it's
may concept talaga siya.
May
Concept.
So that's
tapos
why
continuous na yung konsepto.
It's like parang Romel, it's like what you do in prenup mo. There's an starting story up to the end story, something like that. So sa kanila, fashion, which is mas mahirap dahil
mas mahirap yun.
It's not just the subject you're trying to present, but also yung wardrobe, everything.
Wardrobe,
so kasama. Tama. So kung yun yung kliyente. So partly maganda to, kumukonekta yung mga tanong ko dito Xander, so do you pre-visualize your shoot?
Yes. Yan, that's my favorite. That's my favorite thing to do.
So before the execution, you have an idea what it's gonna look like?
Yep.
How long is the plan?
Ko na siya. Meron lang akong, kunyari, I'm really inspired by a lot of sci-fi movies. So medyo, kaya makikita mo yung ilaw ko, very neon, alam mo yun, medyo, and then of course sci-fi, may kasama yung parang mystery, parang medyo enigmatic. Siyempre, ang ending mo after mu mix mystery and that enigmatic story, bagsak ng sexy.
Ang labi doon rin bumaksak na
Oo, so parang ganun. And eventually, parang and then you wanna push it just a little bit more. Parang dati, bawal yung ganung images. Parang you were, during the early 2000, parang all the other photographers, sila Raymond, those are my parang idol sila June,
June De Leon.
Raymond Isaac, di ba? Yun yung mga parang, and then yung makikita mo sa mga magazines, parang puro black and white. Sabi ko, bakit hindi ako makakonect dun sa ginagawa nila? MTV generation ako Pulp generation ako Pulp magazine generation ako Diba? So, sa akin parang it's too classic. Parang masyadong too classic Hollywood photography na ang ganda, ang flawless, black and white, light and shadow, Herb Ritz. Ganun, di ba? Sabi ko, ba't hindi natin pasukan ng medyo MTV-ish?
Yun yung pinaka-parang twist doon. Hinaluan yung minerals.
Nung pagpasok ko ng ganun, parang sabi
no one was doing that.
No one was doing that.
That's the thing. No one was doing that. That was the thing.
Kaya pagpasok ko, fresh eyes, fresh talent, fresh take on what they're seeing. Sabi na, iba to So, they were able to digest my parang it looks familiar to them. Pero it feels new.
New because of something. Visually, it's
kasi hindi ginagawa sa photography. They see it in videos, pero walang gumagawa sa photography. So basically, baliktad, di ba?
Baliktad.
Yung iba, they are inspired by a photo and ginagawa niya ng pelikula. Ako, from a music video, yung fashion editorial ko, mukhang music video.
Ang galing.
Magaling.
Hindi kasi, I could relate why, when I was starting naman, 2005, marami na magaling marami na they're doing. Ang problem doon, marami na maganda. So sabi ko, the only way I could probably make a name or probably some noise here is, again, I love also like you, I love watching movies. My influence on the colors naman, I play around with colors most of the time. And try to make my photo cinematic naman. So parang like para pinopost mo lang. Yun lang yung ginagawa na lang namin. Pero now nabubuo ko na kung saan ka nagbubuo. So Romel, how about you?
Yun. So, sir, yung question is, i-correlate ko lang yung pre-visualize your shoot. Sir, regarding with that pala, pag na-visualize mo siya, yung shoot mo, how long yung preparation po pala nun? Gaano kahirap yung preparation? Kanya na-visualize mo na yung mangyayari. Normally, how long yung preparation naman to execute yung...
Ngayon, medyo matagal because of logistics-wise. Medyo madugot kasi I cannot shoot without any swab test done before.
How's your nose, brother?
Ano na to? Dinudugo na sa weekly twice ang PCR namin because clients doesn't want to honor.
Well, it's
reviews.
better be safe than sorry. At hindi biro yan.
Yep.
Anyone
so even yung mga test shoots ko, naka swab test kami.
Swab test.
So, okay.
So medyo expensive but still
but
it's
again,
worth.
let's talk about the cost. Let's say if someone who's doing the business, normally naman the client would pay for that, right?
You charge for advertising, yes. Yeah. Pero pag kunyari yung mga Instagram shoots ko.
Iba na, personal yan.
Kanya-kanya na, personal.
Parang ang sarap sumama sa mga Instagram shoot mo tuloy. Parang matututo.
Nung yun talaga inisto ko si Sir Xander, sabi ko, naubos siguro mga 1 oras kaka-scroll. Sabi ko, grabe naman yung mga gawa ni Sir. Tapos malaman ko, yun pala yung kanyang hindi pa pala yun talaga yung actual na shoot ni Sir. Yun pa pala yung kanyang side shoots. Oo,
sabi outlet, ko, grabe. Outlet yun.
So yung totoong trabaho namin, check out Edge of Light Studios.
Yan.
Edge of Light Studios. Yun ang trabaho talaga namin.
Well, we'll provide the link on the replay. So lahat ng naman dinidiscuss namin, susulat namin dito. So you mentioned a while ago that you try to create this para mixed media thing, the Hollywood thing to your MTV thing. Now, how much experiment do you do most of the time sa mga trabaho mo ngayon?
I always challenge. Lagi nga yung pag Happy Monday. There's always a challenge. Sabihin namin, ito lang pwede mong gamiting ilaw. Ito lang yung color na pwede mong gamitin. You can only use one light. Or you can only use...
So, nagkakaroon kayo
ng challenge. May mga challenge.
Pwede yun na. Pwede ko gawin sa grupo ko yun para meron naman bago. Sige nga, shoot kayo na walang camera. Yung mga ganyan. Sige, try natin yan.
Wala mangyayari.
It's fun to hear that your group is open for that at you grow sabay-sabay kasi na-challenge kayo mag-isip Hindi kayo nagiging stagnant. Yun lang yun.
Actually, yun ang pinakaayaw namin. Yung pumurol ka.
Mahirap yun.
That's why, kung makikita mo yung Instagram, lagi ang hashtag doon is photography everyday.
Oo, nakita.
So you have to do something about your passion every day. Or else mawawala yun Or else hindi mo sineset hindi mo pina-prime yung sarili mo to do something.
Tama yan sinabi mo. Tama kasi yung may isa akong barkada. Kasama natin ngayon na nawawala na ng lakas loob. He's into the business like ni Kalito. Yung business nila is hardly hit. We know that. And he's giving up. Wawalan ng gana siya sa photography kasi yan nga is because of what happened. Pare, good example. Xander's trying find a way to ignite that passion again. Pare, yun sayang yan. Nandiyan ka, nakapag-invest na kayo. Tagal niya. You guys are doing good already sa wedding. Eh. Ayun.
Saka yung mga kilala ko nag-wedding, they usually, they try to do advertising. And then easily naman, you can easily do. Ang maganda lang sa wedding photographers or wedding videographers, alam nyo na yung story. You know how to tell a story. So it's
automatic
easy
na
to
sa kanila
sell.
yun eh. No?
You can easily sell a product by telling a story.
Ayan no, Romel.
Ako kasi I'm not a storyteller. Hindi ako storyteller.
Visual creative ka eh. Eye candy. Kumbaga.
Yes.
That's so no?
Para akong nagpipaint dun sa photograph. Kumbaga yun yung ano ko.
Ayun, Romelo.
Mukhang magbubuklat ulit ako ng camera. Inaamag na yung camera ko.
Wow.
Isang taon na.
You should. Pare. Kasi tingnan mo, ako I don't get to shoot, but I did something different. Sabi ko, tingnan mo isa sa mga hindi ko gusto magsalita in front of camera and talk to people. Ano ba pinaggagawa natin last year? Ngayon, linggo na tayo dito. Okay, so
creation still creation, bro.
Yeah, di ba?
And it's really rewarding, whether it's being in front or behind the camera. It's still creation.
And I get to talk to my friends again.
Correct.
Get to see you guys again. Yan yung maganda doon. Na we don't normally talk this way, na walang bahid ng alcohol. Now we're talking may sense, di ba? So, what is a real good photo shoot for you?
Okay. Sa akin, syempre, usually nananaginip ako eh. May pinananaginipan ko yung shoot. Meron akong gustong gawing image na nasa utak ko and then I have to scratch that itch.
Okay.
So yun yung mga nakikita nyo sa Instagram ko.
Panaginip ko yun.
Pinaginipan ko yun. Na-imagine ko yun. Dine-daydream ko yun. And then
sana mapag-inipan ko rin yun.
Sanay lang. Kasi let's be clear that not all dreams is executable. So Romel, iba yung panaginip mo. Pag tignan mo kung kaya mo kasi Paps, yung ikwento mo ng panaginip ng isa, kulong ang labas mo nun eh. Maliwala.
Wag yun. So, mayayari ako doon.
So that
iba yung dreamer. Iba yung dreamer ka lang. Huwag kang managinip lang. That's why, ikaw, pag dreamer ka, kailangan nag-execute ka rin. Kailangan enabler ka rin.
Hindi naman ba sa mangarap, di ba?
Hindi naman.
Kasi daming dreamer eh.
Marami.
Hindi ang problema, hindi nila ma-execute yung dreams nila eh. Sa akin, I make sure
push yourself.
Na I really have to make that image. I really have to do it. If not, parang there's something kulang sa buhay ko. And then
para kayo nila Edwin Loyola. When I was interviewing Edwin Loyola, you guys have the same personality. I could probably rate you guys on the level of obsession sa photo. Yun eh. Kasi if you're not obsessed sa ginagawa nyo, you're not gonna push yourself to do that eh. But you guys are parang it's gonna be the end of the world if you won't do it. Ganun ang dating yung which is good. I'm not shooting you guys down. I'm amazed that there are people like you that drive you yung yung creative thing yun na ganyan. Kasi
kumbaga, walang makakahad lang. Shoot pa rin ako, di ba?
Oo, hindi, ganun talaga. Kailangan mo talagang kamutin yung kate.
Okay. Wala pa. Mawawala tayo sa usapan ito. Move on.
Yeah,
wala namang alcohol.
Wala pa nga. Wala pa. Pero guys, try to imagine kung may... Try to imagine. Masaya kausap si Xander pag may alcohol. Pero yung kanina sinabi ko, Xander, it was true. I'm really intimidated by you kasi you are one of the people who's just quiet. There's a group, you'll be quiet there, pero not quiet like Joe Galian. If Joe Galian is my friend Joe Galian is quiet talaga, quiet yan. So, kudos, flat earth brother. Yan. Anyway, do you Romel, any follow up before I continue?
Go ahead tayo. Go ahead.
All right, sige. Okay, Xander, do you have any experience or any hurdles in your field na nagkaroon kayo ng hurdle or something like that?
Oo naman, kasi during the yung time na dumami na yung photographers, and then there's influencers who make their own content and all that. How can you compete with the younger generation? Alam mo na, parang there's always the thing whispering behind your head na, what's next? Diba? So sa akin, laging yun yung nagpo-push sa akin to do more work.
Alright.
To challenge myself. And then what I found out is even if kunyari may trend na ganito, no? Everybody's doing this, there's a new photographer, there's a new style na parang pa-vintage, pa-Instagram, whatever.
I remember, parang I heard that story somewhere. Sige, natawa ko doon. Sige.
Di ba? Parang gano'n.
Nauso yung style
nagiging trend. Pero yung hurdle na yun, na parang, sasali ba tayo sa trend? Or you have to be, or
you wanna join the bandwagon, something like that.
Or you have to stay true to your brand.
That's kind of challenging. Kasi
diba?
sometimes joining the bandwagon probably would help you temporarily kasi para hindi ka lang mawala sa eksena. Pero it's challenging. It's a decision that you might...
but throughout the years kasi I already parang develop a voice, my voice.
Yeah, you made your name already. So mahirap nga kumbaga, ano ka na eh.
So this is who I am. This is what I do. And then I have to be true to myself na I love doing this. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy shooting women. I enjoy collaborating with them. I enjoy collaborating with different kinds of stylists, makeup artists, and do crazy stuff. Diba? Inside the studio.
Okay.
So, yun. And then, parang sabi nila, there's this guy who's, it's a friend of mine na, sabi sa akin, hindi ka ba nagsasawa? Sabi ko, what? Hindi ka ba nagsasawa mag-shoot ng ganyan? Sabi ko, medyo na-offend ako ng konti, no?
Okay, sige nga. Try to explain that on your part. Kasi yun nga, may mga times na may mga friends kami na is too into that. Hindi ka pa ba nagsasawa? It's, kumbaga, I'm not trying to defend that guy whoever asked you that. Pero try to explain that. Why is it offending? Para we'll know not to ask that type of question to people who's really into something. Lalo na yung ganyan, who keeps on doing something and hindi kayo ba nagsasawa sa ginagawa niyo? Something like that.
Parang paulit-ulit na lang, parang gano'n.
Parang ganun. Parang hindi ko pa nagsasawa mag-shoot ng sexy girls. Parang ganun. Pero for me, that's me. I think that's what makes me more creative. More, kumbaga, how can you come up with different images of people for the last 20 years?
Yeah. Okay.
And I shoot every day.
Oo nga, may redundant ko baga parang routine na nga lalabas eh, parang yan eh.
So parang sa akin, because I love doing it, and I've always been challenged by working with different celebrities, different models.
You just explained it, na-explain mo na. It's because it's a challenge for you to do that, and it's work. It's something na you want to do. Yung nagtatanong kasi sa'yo, literally, ang nakikita nila kasi, model eh. Parang paulit-ulit model. It's not even work, it's not even art na nakita. Babaeng sexy ang nakikita ko. That's why, hindi ka ba nagsasawa na nakakita na sexy? So, yun kasi yun yung level of nakita niya, tinitingnan niya yung ano mo.
Tama.
Pero ang sa akin kasi, paano mo ipipresent yung bago? Paano mo ipipresent yung a little bit more fresher look?
Mahirap mahirap sa inyo.
Mahirap sa amin.
Oo.
Lalo na if you're doing this for the longest time.
Okay,
Diba?
let's say there's a newbie right now who's really into it, and he asks you right now, Xander, what could I do now? Could you suggest something different? Anong pwede kong gawin just to make a name? Nowadays ba, is it very hard to create a concept, something na different nowadays? Since halos lahat yata nagawa na.
Actually, yun yung majority, laging question sa akin sa lahat ng talks. Na parang lahat nagawa na. Parang a lot is a peg of a peg. And a lot of wedding photographers or mga photographers that are starting and then they can only do let's say, ang pinakamadaling pasukin is wedding. So they can do KBL on the side and then wedding, di ba? So sabi nila, sir, paano ba kami makakapasok doon sa inyo? Paano kami makaka-break in kung wala kaming kilala? Sabi ko, sir, bago kayo mag-photography, what do you do? Di ba? So sabi niya, I'm a doctor. Sabi ko, that's it. Sabi ko, you're a doctor, so photograph your co-workers, yung mga...
Yung network mo muna, unahin mo.
Yung community mo,
yung community mo itself, yeah.
Your tribe, you have your own tribe. You work with your tribe, and then eventually that will translate to a bigger network. Yung network ng mga doktor na yan, may mga network yan.
That's a nice, nice tip.
Kasi ang hirap na pilitin mo yung sarili mo na
pasukin yung ibang network na hindi mo naman liya.
Oo. Pero at the same time, kung doktor ka and you're a photographer, alam mo na yun. Kunyari, alam mo na yung mga kailangan ng mga doktor. Ano yung mga kailangan ng photography requirements ng mga doktor. Diba? Okay. So you work on that and then eventually on yung side hustle mo, kung gusto mo mag-advertising photography or fashion photography or sexy or glam, madali na at least you're making money from your tribe, from your community, and then madali na mag-branch out and do your, expand your network.
Yun.
Ang hirap kasi nung ibang tao na sinasabi na, boss, hindi kami break in dyan. Sabi ko, don't start there. Don't jump to the...
Wag rekta agad, wag rekta.
Hindi, di ba? Actually, pwede ka naman rumekta, pero kailangan mo lang talaga ng lakas ng loob.
Actually, yun yung mga nagsusurvive, malalakas loob sa kano.
Hindi, if you're asking me that question, ibig sabihin, mahina yung loob mo Di ba?
Hindi kasi buo yung loob mo kasi that's why he asked for advice kasi hindi niya alam anong gano'n. Tama yung point mo doon. Ayan, Mel, ang dami ka na napupuli. Okay, so ayan.
Yun.
Did you have any project where everything went wrong? And how were you able to pull it off? Hindi naman siguro lahat perfect. Siyempre, meron talagang worse.
Well, I've been very lucky with my career. Technically, there was a shoot in Palawan and then we brought 7 models. We were there for 7 days. So basically parang one model per day. But we were...
ng problema mo. Yung iba, isang model na wala makuha. Sa'yo, 7, no? Tapos every...
Ito yung problema, bro. 7 days umuulan.
Yun lang. Hindi ko masabi na... yun lang.
Oo, yun lang. Nasa Palawan ka.
Nasa Palawan
pa.
If it's the purpose of you shooting Palawan kung indoor ka naman, no? Sayang na.
So, ngayon, so eventually we were able, yung ilaw, we had to do a makeshift parang umbrella, tarp, whatever. And we were shooting under the rain, but we have to make it look like it's sunny. And then, inanuhan lang namin, binanat artificial light lahat. Yung sunset, merong yellow light. Nilusot lang talaga namin. Lahat ng ilaw namin, may nakasaksak na umbrella.
Pero you were able to do it. Ang point doon, tuloy pa rin. It's work. Romel, shoutout nga mo na. shoutout ka nga muna, Romel, at mukhang marami.
Sige, scroll na natin yan. So, syempre, unang-una magandang gabi kay Sir Ramil Portes, yan. Single Reflex, yan. Dennis Aliman from Taiwan, magandang gabi. Ma'am Georgette, magandang gabi sa'yo. Daddy Viriones, magandang gabi. Syempre si Paloma Moon, magandang gabi sa'yo. Kay Papi Oka of Baguio, magandang gabi. Romel Cruz, magandang gabi. Stella Santos, magandang gabi po. Ramon Ren Calderon, magandang gabi. Rodolfo Banyola, magandang gabi. Syempre kay Franco, magandang gabi. Tapos yun, syempre sa iyong anak, kay Nicole Cruz, magandang gabi. Yan, Karen Granada, magandang gabi. Kokoy Ponce, hi, Idol X, magandang gabi.
Idol Kokoy.
Tapos si Sir Michael Francis Kalingasyon, magandang gabi. And Eladio Gumbok, magandang gabi po sa inyo.
Marami from Taiwan. Maraming Taiwan ngayon
Taiwan, marami. Kasi syempre, normally guys, kasi ng mga shooters sa Taiwan
pag nawala na to at bumalik tayo sa normal, kunin nyo si Xander, paturuin nyo dyan. Kung lahat kayo, di ba, mahilig kayo mag-shoot dyan ng sexy. Trust
model,
me.
Sexy.
It's time to learn the real thing. Bring Xander there. Sulit yan.
Oo. Actually, nagtanong nga si Gamars na what's your favorite lens?
Sinagot yata niya, Sinagot na niya.
58 mm. Gamars, kung yung 85 mo, ginto, yung presyo nitong 58 mm, siguro
sa Sony, no? Sa Sony, no?
Oo, sigurado to. Kasi yung 58 sa Nikon, ginto ang...
Okay tayo dito sa Facebook ang problem. Yan, there you go. Yan, okay.
Yan, okay na. Kaya lang nawala yung mga comment. Kaya lang nawala yung mga comments ng tao. Sorry guys. Guys, kung may mga questions kayo, just throw in your questions on comment section. Babasahin namin yan para sa inyo.
Nice one, Facebook. Nice one. Pero we recovered again.
Let's go.
Mr. Xander, what's your attitude towards pressure?
Pressure?
Yeah.
Actually, kinakabahan ako dyan sa pressure before. Pero I was trained, I was fortunate enough to work with a lot of really good creative directors during my first years sa Opening Edge of Light. And then I was able to work. Sinasabi nila, pinakamahirap na katrabaho na kliyente sa mga ad agency. So I worked with two of the toughest creative directors in Manila. So nung I was able to maintain his accounts. So yearly meron pinapasok pa rin siya. Sabi ko, I must be doing something good. And then I was able to satisfy yung alam mo yung ang taas ng bar Sobrang taas nung bar na I was able to make him happy.
Okay.
Na sobrang talaga as in iiyak ka na sa shoot. Pinipiga ka. And then sa photography pa lang yun. And then eventually this guy asked me to direct one of his commercials.
Okay.
Naku po.
Pressure nga yun
Pressure. And then, hindi lang niya alam. Siyempre, you have to keep your composure. As in, parang kang naiiyak na sa pressure na you have to solve yung riddle nung problem, how to make everything, cohesive para mabuo yung TV commercial. And siguro, that experience, was parang sa akin yun yung pinnacle ng pressure. After that, parang everything else is cake.
Wala na. Normal na.
Wala nang kwenta.
So every time you have something pressure, isipin mo na lang, hindi ito, panisto ko.
Nakasurvive ako doon. So parang sa akin, parang lahat na easy. And then, because I learned so much from that guy, na I don't come in a shoot unprepared.
Oh, that's nice.
Tama naman nga yun.
Unprepared. So lahat yan kompleto. Kami. And everything's been agreed on. No surprises. Lahat yan nakasigned. Lahat yan may agreement, may assigned pre-production agreement, may signed key visual agreement, merong signed storyboard. So lahat yan in paper.
All set. Oo.
All set. Para by the time ng shooting day, execution na lang. Wala nang questions asked about the creative execution. Yung concept. Pag what do you call this? Pag they veer away from that original concept that was agreed on, sasalpakan ko sila ng addendum ng cost.
Tama.
Siyempre, ayaw nila yun.
Oo, tama. Yun nga, Sir Xander, actually may na-experience nga akong ganyan na pagdating doon sa shoot, although hindi naman kasi na-planchado talaga lahat nung may mga papers. However, yung una nilang sinubmit is pre-approved script, ganito, ganyan, kumpleto. However,
hindi ko kasi na-experience mga wala akong kliyente eh.
Pagdating doon sa shoot, merong isang hire something na can we change this? Kasi hindi ko gusto yung ganito. Yun pala. So dapat in papers talaga lahat. Kaya lang ang naging problema nun, sir, hindi naging transparent na approved na yung lahat. Kung baka may pre-approved script, kaya lang yung pre-production hindi naging transparent, walang in paper na nangyari. So nagtagal yung shoot. So ganun na nangyari, ganun naging aberya.
So kailangan talaga prepared. Pero normally you have people who handle that, Xander, or meron ka sa team mo, no? Yan yung talaga yan yung work niya, siya tiga-handle ng mga lahat ng paperwork, lahat ng permit and everything.
Meron we have a producer. Okay. And then we also consult our lawyers. Kasi imaginein mo if you're getting a multi-million peso contract from a brand and they expect an output of this and that. You also have to protect yourself, or else if it fails and you're not insured and you're not protecting, you have to spend for a reshoot.
Oh, nasa on your own packet already na.
Oo, so basically ako hindi pa nangyari sa akin yun. Actually yung mga palpak ng ibang photographers
sa akin napupunta. Good problem actually, good problem yung nangyari. Good problem.
Pinapa-revise.
Oo, sa akin pinapa-reshoot. Kasi may problema sila dun sa hindi ma-execute nung una nilang
So it happens, no? May mga hindi nakakapag-execute tapos mapupunta talaga. How do you feel about that? Na ikaw ang batuhan ng mga how would I say it? Hindi naman scrap tawag dyan eh. You're actually the one who's trying to save it eh. You're the one who's trying to save what happened eh. So
ang problema kasi with yung mga brands na, or let's say yung mga marketers, masyado silang believe sa mga trend.
Okay.
Ako may nakita silang bagong
uso
sa Instagram. I want that for my brand. Pero pag tinranslate na yung Instagram feed to the brand, hindi
bumaba. It doesn't match, okay? Or it doesn't look right.
It doesn't feel right. It's not their personality. It's not faithful to their brand DNA. So, di ba? Parang there's something wrong. And then, so sa pelikula, di ba, there's always, kumbaga, good casting. Di ba? And then, pag sa pelikula, mali yung artista mo, wala na, hindi nakikita yung pelikula. Paano kung mali ba yung director mo?
Okay.
Di lalo na.
Romel, kindly read out this one question, I guess, from Ramon Ren. Could you read that?
Yeah, okay. From Ramon Ren, Sir Xander, importante po ba sensor size sa isang editorial fashion photographer to be able to get clients? Or hindi tinitingnan ng client yun?
Okay, that's a very good question. Kasi ang akala nila, because editorial or let's say parang PR photos, hindi na kailangan ng high res or let's say raw or malaking sensor size. Sa akin kasi in my experience, kunyari when I photograph people, I still have the rights on my photos. So I have the rights, my exclusive rights on my photos. No? So I can resell it to another client. Paano kung kailangan mo ng pang-billboard ng isa?
Oo. Ito pa yung gawin mo.
Sabi niya, kunyari, you shot a portrait of Angel Locsin. Or, di ba? Gustong-gusto sinut mo lang for editorial. For Instagram purpose lang, kunyari. Di ba? Gustong-gusto nung isang, pwede ba namin salpakan na lang yan ng logo ng brand? Kaso po, sinut ko lang po siya ng JPEG. 5 mega 5 MB lang po yung JPEG ko.
Sayang. Sayang po.
Sayang, meron po akong 50,000 para ibigay sa iyo para sa portrait ni Angel.
So for
ano
sure,
nang gagawin mo?
Shoot as big as possible, guys. Yun lang lesson dito. Huwag nyo na tipirin. Diba?
I only shoot raw.
Yun. Ayan ha. Kay Xander yun, natrabaho na kasi ni Xander yun kasi kailangan talaga mag-shoot kayo ng malalaki ng raw.
Oo.
Alright. So,
I only shoot raw. I don't shoot JPEG. Ang JPEG sa akin are just for client viewing.
Client viewing. Okay.
Minsan naman, kung hindi nila kailangan ng raw ng JPEG, yung raw ko, kino-convert ko na lang to the smallest JPEG for their approval and then we send them the TIFF files.
Ayun. Tapos, someone asked, kailan pa magkakaroon ng workshop si Xander Angeles online? Soon. Hintayin nyo. Magsiset up na ng mic yan. Lapit na.
Actually, katatapos ko lang ng mobile photography workshop masterclass with Vivo.
Yun daw.
Vivo nga pala. Vivo.
You wanna talk about Vivo first before we continue? Yung mga product placement mo ngayon Vivo. So how's Vivo, brother? You're the second photographer we interviewed who's talking about Vivo. The first one we got to talk was during one of the Boring Mondays. Sino nga Romel? Sa Vivo?
Si MJ Magayon. Si MJ.
MJ Magayon. Yeah. MJ, astrophotography. Right? Astrophotography.
Astro.
Actually, si MJ was part of my masterclass. He was one of our guests.
Oy, yun. So si MJ was yun, sabi nga ni Mark Angelo, Mr. Alejandro. Alejandro said it was MJ.
Vivo #1, sabi ni Kokoy.
How good is that? How good is the camera nung phone?
But no bullshit. I mean, it's better than it's better than what you're using now.
Nako, mukhang mapapa-Vivo yata ako
Vivo. You might be the first gadget we'll be endorsing here. So bring it here.
Hindi, actually, siya. Lalo na ngayon yung partnership nila with Zeiss Lens.
Zeiss, okay. Zeiss,
yes.
Oh, shit.
Yun ang lente nila. Ngayon.
So now, okay, kaya pala.
Game changer talaga siya.
All right. So, yeah, something to think about. Vivo. Wag daw Huawei.
So, wag ka naman ganyan dun sa cellphone ko. Grabe ka naman.
So, Xander, do you have any image that strikes the strongest emotional impact? Personally.
Sa akin talaga, it's really about lights.
Lights.
So, lights talaga. Once you look at my photographs, parang that makes me different from the other photographers.
It's true. I had that experience kasi nagpagawa kami ng profile photo sa under Wacom, remember? I think you set up around 7 or 8. Basta more than the thing I know. One light is enough for me, but 7 or more, that's outrageous for me. Pero it's different. The depth is different, the look is different. Basta it's different, guys. Siguro iniisip niyo pag maraming ilaw, di flat, hindi po. Maniwala kayo, hindi po. Kung alam niyo gagawin, si Xander, look at his photo and you'll understand kung bakit So yan siya a good example why a lot of mas maraming ilaw, mas maganda. Yun yung nakita. First hand experience po.
Yeah.
Yun. What is your most memorable image? Siguro naman, one memorable image.
Wow, there's a lot.
Pero that would be isa ka dapat na parang talaga siguro probably your baby or one of na talaga pakirapan mo or you really gave it all.
Ito na lang, the most iconic.
Iconic?
Muntik na kaming makakulong dito.
Ako, iconic ka.
Iconic ka yun.
Diana Zubiri shoot sa flyover. Do you remember?
Parang alam ko yun
Alam.
Oo, napag-usapan. Ikaw ba yun? Ikaw yun.
Ikaw pala yan. Ako.
Ikaw pala yun. TV Patrol ko napanood yun.
So, FHM cover shoot sa Mandaluyong flyover crossing. And then pinahagat kami ni Mayor Abalos.
Abalos?
Damn.
Oo, kulay pula yung suit ni Diana Zubiri dyan.
Correct, ang galing mo.
Diba?
Nag-hitchhike sa ibabaw ng flyover.
Xander, collector yan ng FHM. Alam niya yan. Oh no, di ba, Romel? You're talking to the person who shot that image.
Mismo.
I didn't know na ikaw pala yun, pabira.
Ikaw pala yung Xander.
Kung nagko-collect kayo ng FHM, lahat ng kalendaryo ng FHM, yun, lahat. From Azunda de Rossi calendar, do you remember?
Yes.
Yung mga schoolgirl look. And then Maui, Aubrey Miles, and Diana Zubiri calendar.
Diana Zubiri. Oo.
Tapos, sumunod doon, parang 4 na sila. And then sumunod doon si Katrina Lili. Di ba? So,
Opo.
yun, lahat yun.
Bubuklatin ko yung mga FHM.
Paps, pag umuwi ka, pumunta ka sa scout, malapit, basta studio, tuturo ko sa'yo kung saan. Paps, pasign mo dyan.
Daling ko na.
Mahalang signature dyan, pabira. Anyway, shout out to Kuya Lolo Ricky Laja. Si X, guwapo, mabait at magaling. Bata pa ako. Idol ko na yan. Ricky, I don't think yun yung storya ni Xander. So, it's the other way around. Ikaw yata yung idol niya nung bata pa siya, nung hindi pa siya nagpo-photography. Ayun. So, again, saan ba tayo? Romel, meron kang follow-up?
May magandang question si Eladio.
Go, Romel. Kindly read it out, please. Eladio from Taiwan.
Eladio, tanong ko lang po, pag fashion at glamour, kinukontrol nyo po ba ang emotion para magbigay ng story sa picture?
Actually, I will try to answer that. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung kukontrolin yung emotion ko. o yung
I think knowing them, I think it's more of the expression. Do you control the expression? How do you come up with certain siguro great or talaga reaction on the face? Kasi hindi ka naman pwedeng walang reaction lang mo. So something like that, I think ang gusto nilang malaman.
Right. So to answer that question, usually nagki-create kasi ako ng parang a scenario during the shoots, no? Parang ay kinukwento ko sa kanila ano yung story, ano mangyayari, ano yung lalabas, ano yung makikita natin. Nabivisualize na nila by telling them what will happen. There's no surprises. Parang ito yung buhok mo ganito gagalaw, yung damit dito naka-cover. It's easier to direct actresses or models, celebrities. Once they visualize, alam mo yung, and then they give their own take on the story. Kunyari, if you're doing a parang Great Gatsby inspired shoot, everything with champagne, glamour, outfit and all that, and then ano mangyayari? Di ba? I need you to dance. I need you to dance drunk. I need you to dance drunk, sexy. I need you to dance drunk while flirting with the camera. So there's a story na na nag-build up, and then hanggang maipush mo ng maipush yung
may execute na yung mismong idea or the concept.
Hanggang nakaubad. Hanggang nakaubad.
Hanggang nakaubad.
I mean, yung kailangan mong makita, yung gusto mong ending ng story.
Pero Xander, dadagdag ako yung question na would be beneficial for them. I guess, okay, they're asking is paano? But how do you develop that skill in talking to people? Kasi you don't get that overnight. You don't get that during whenever you have a camera, you have a photographer. You don't develop the skills Until now, I don't get that. I saw you work already, and I saw you how you shoot model, and flawless Yung the way you speak, it's continue. How do you polish that? How do you learn that technique?
So sa akin kasi once parang siniseta mo siya. Hindi siya pwedeng biglain. Okay. So imagine mo if you put yourself in the model's shoes, parang what am I doing? I feel awkward. And then what exactly yung gusto mong mangyari? Yung gusto mong iba. So you really that's why you have to come in prepared. You have to come in with a visual
yan yung doon napapasok yung pre-visualization
and
mo.
Then you have to tell them. You have to explain it to them ano yung gusto mong mangyari. Hindi pwedeng, ito yung peg.
Hindi.
Hindi pwede yun. Kasi walang mangyayari. It's just a carbon copy of what you saw.
Thing. Yeah.
Of that thing, no. So you have, there can be inspiration, but you cannot base that there. Kasi you are creating a new image that's with your own trademark. Parang ganun.
Yun.
So inspiration lang yun.
Nagiging workshop to. Tipirin mo at maraming we're dragging people to your thing. At once you go live, you have to create your own channel about this. And I think you're gonna no one's doing it, and I think you're the right person to do that. Para okay. Xander, define sexy. Who's the right person? Siyempre, ikaw na lang. Define sexy. It's a very simple but tricky question.
Oo nga, medyo tricky nga yan. Sa akin kasi, very innate yung sexiness. I mean, by just creating the environment, the situation, the mood of the set, no? Dun pa lang, or even just the choice of people working around the set. As if they're sexy, if they're, it will set the mood, and then it will just, kumbaga, in a way, it will come out very organic sa photograph. So you set the mood not just in front of the camera. Behind it, pinaprime mo na yung model na how beautiful they are, how sexy they're gonna be. They're, you keep them excited, you keep them, involved dun sa process. So they feel valuable. They don't feel like, I'm just being,
parang being used or parang something exploited. Yeah.
This is about collaboration. This is about
trust. You need trust. It's basically trust. Yung pinaka pulot-dulot, trust. Kasi if you don't earn the trust of your model, you end up with an awkward shoot. Someone who's not willing to show anything, parang basta protective siya on anything, hindi yan yan. So yan Doc Franco, grabe ka na pupulat
Ayun, may follow through pala ako doon sa sinabi mo, Sir Xander. Sir Xander, gaano kahirap mag-shoot ng sexy? Lalo na sa mga nag-uumpisa.
Medyo magiging awkward ka, no? Magiging awkward ka sa umpisa. I have lots of mga apprentices na yung iba nga sa first shoot namin, bumabaliktad yung sikmura sa kabay. As in, they go out of the studio and then they literally vomit.
Ganon, sobrang kaba, no?
Sobrang kaba. So, it's not for everybody. So, parang yung iba, parang sa sobrang first time nila makakita ng sexing babae in front of them na, yung they seen on TV, parang, asya shock, man. As in, asya shock. And it's not that easy to make people comfortable in their own skin. Diba?
Yep.
So imagine mo pa yung assistant mo, yung mga ano mo na yung iba nga natutulala, Brad. Parang minsan gaganon mo lang.
Hey, snap out of it, dude. Lazone ka.
So it's medyo talagang ano siya it's kumbaga halo-halo na siya kumbaga sa akin kasi I'm very experienced with doing so yung charisma yun nga sinasabi importante yung mood
is it right to advise them na once you go to that kind of shoot alisin mo ang mali siya sa katawan mo?
Dapat wala talagang mali siya. It's really
yun nga pero majority nga kasi pumapasok may mali siya brother kaya
and ang problema yung may mali siya mararamdaman ng model. And they're not stupid.
Mararamdaman kasi may tutusok ganyan na yun. Anyway, so
kayo ng masikip na brick.
Ayan, tip yun.
Mag-supporter daw kayo guys. Mag-supporter kayo pag magsusutin ng sexy
kayo. Magtigasin kayo. So ayan So that's a duty. Totoo yan, Romel. Ano ka ba? I think anyway, this is a related question about when people look at your work, Xander, a lot of aspiring sexy fashion glamour photographer will look at an image or general lahat ng sexy image. They would just look at it as if ang tingin kasi nila beautiful sexy model, hubad, yun lang yun. But they don't get they won't spend time observing what's happening behind the tech or
hindi nila
dinadissect kasi majority how important is the technical execution if you have that beautiful model. So what's your take about that ganyan sa mga ganun tao? So
yung beautiful model is it just makes your job easy kasi maganda na siya yung nga sabi ko sa mga workshop ko tanong sa akin sir paano ko mag-shoot ng magandang photo? Shoot ka lang ng magandang subject sa magandang babae.
Hindi ka na magkakamali doon, diba?
Tapos na, diba?
Kasi kung napapangit mo yung magandang model, may diferensya ka talaga.
Exactly.
Diba?
Pero ang hindi nila, that's why yung photographs ko are not really full. There's a certain market for my photographs or my Instagram feed. No? So, yung mga nakaka-appreciate na are yung kapwa ko creatives.
Who's on that level of thinking not
yeah, so basically it's just a showcase of my lighting technique.
Ano nga, parang I heard this phrase, nagiging bastos yung majority yung mga sexy nagiging bastos ang isang imahe depende do sa titingin kung bastos tumingin nasa isip niya or something like that. So it depends on who's looking at it right now.
So kung makikita mo yung personal Instagram feed ko against dun sa website namin, yung Edge of Light Studios, that's totally different. But we still get clients and then agencies, they still trust us. Now these brands, they trust us because they know we have the technical know-how para may translate yun sa brand nila.
Yeah. Yan guys, gamitin nyo Instagram nyo, wag yung puro selfie lang nyo. Katulad ko, puro selfie yun. Lagyan nyo ng konting may pakilabag outlet, so do that.
Instagram.
Or, hindi ka pa naman nagti-TikTok, Xander, no? Wala pa naman tayo.
Malapit na.
Dako! Sir Xander, kumapit ka, Sir Xander. Huwag ka
bibigay. Baka may nagkocontrol na lang kami. This, I don't know how you would answer this. At your stature, I don't know, but name 5 Pinoy photographers that you admire.
Ako number 1 talaga, ang idol ko before. That's why I am doing what I'm doing now. Si June De Leon.
June De Leon.
Sir June De Leon.
I would love to talk to that guy.
June De Leon, Neil Oshima.
Romel, kindly write it down, please. Maki, if you're hearing this, write everything down.
So Neil Oshima is the only Pinoy photographer na na-exhibit ang work sa MoMA, New York. Museum of Modern Art in New York.
Alright.
So ang third ko si Edwin Tuyay.
Tuyay.
Yan talaga ang totoong Newsweek photographer.
Oh.
And I would love to emulate his, longevity niya, yung career niya from different. Isipin mo from Newsweek time, shooting presidents, they're shooting advertising, shooting wedding, shooting sexy covers, lahat eh. Kumbaga, hindi
ko na ilalagay sa Boring Monday si Tuyay. Dito ko ilalagay sa profiling to. I want to know the person. The more na-curious ako sa kanya. Pero back to back. Pero definitely, Sir Tuyay, Sir Edwin, I already talked to you before, but we'll definitely invite you. Get ready. And I want to know the story behind the name itself. And your pang-ilan na yan? Your fourth, Xander.
Sino pa ba? Wow. Pinoy, no?
Sige, I'll make it easy. Sige, kahit international, para at least kasi ito magiging point of reference rin ng mga taong nakikinig right now.
Actually, isa sa mga nasa dulo ng dila ko. Raymond Lontok.
I heard that name. I heard that name somewhere.
So Raymond Lontok is the guy who started Preview Magazine. So meron din siyang modeling agency. So siya talaga yung parang pinnacle ng high fashion shoot sa Pilipinas. When I came into the business.
Old school to. Old school na rin.
So the next is Ronnie Salvacion.
Ronnie Salvacion, I heard it.
Yeah. So Ronnie Salvacion, siya yung pinakamagaling mag-ilaw ng beauty sa Pilipinas.
Ay, puro Pinoy. Sige ito, wala sa part ng question ko, but how good are Pinoy photographers compared to international ones?
Yung dati comparable eh. Kumbaga actually minsan mas magaling pa eh. In terms of quality and concept and all that. Ngayon kasi everything is a peg of a peg. It's a carbon copy of somebody.
Did you ever feel na a little bit conservative pa rin ang market ng Pinoy? That's why parang kuminsan pagdating sa sexy or ganyan glamour, iba pa rin ang execution ng mga, let's say, from Europe or the United States, where the Filipino is a little bit conservative pa rin?
Yeah.
You have that trait?
Predominantly Catholic country, and then it's being taught na you're not supposed to look at this.
Makasalanan na yan.
Exactly. So,
kasalanan yan.
Actually, yun yung gusto kong that's why I'm pushing the boundaries when we were in FHM. Na we were pushing talaga na kumbaga sa buong mundo common na siya. Sa Pilipinas because of
bago pa rin.
Di ba? Parang ang hirap i-digest na there's always a parang stigma when you're doing nudes, when you're doing, di ba? Pero pag lumabas si J-Lo na kita puwet and all that, na almost half naked, that's okay.
Oo. So, diba? Accepted nila, di ba?
Accepted. Kim Kardashian, nag-selfie, kita boobs, kita. I mean, and then lahat ng Pilipino nire-retweet and then pagdating sa Pilipino parang di ba?
Ano ba yan? Ano ba yan? Di ba tinuturuan ng mga magulang?
Di ba? Double standard eh. Parang what?
Well,
so yun yung gusto nating i-push na yung mga Pilipino, they have to be honest with themselves. And they have to, open their eyes.
Mahirap yata yun, magpakatotoo.
Oo, yun eh. They were taught differently.
ano nga yan may mga nagsabi, parang I've read this status a couple of days ago, parang sabi, ang mga Pinoy or majority dyan dito, akala mo kung sino santo mag-post, pero deep inside gustong-gusto ng mga bastos na pinanood, yung mga ganyan. Anyway, so let's move on. Xander, how did you develop that confident personality to handle models and well-known personalities? How long it took you that kasi from that time, sabihin na from the Inidoro days, you're not talking to
Naging
people
model.
yet. So paano mo na develop yung skills na makipag-usap?
I guess I'm a people person, and then medyo madaldal ako during sa set I just don't like talking about my work. But when we're collaborating,
exactly the description ko, you don't talk too much about you don't nag or you don't talk about most of your work, hindi. Pinapakita mo na lang
Yeah. So
how do you do? Yeah.
Oh, so yun, parang sa akin it's just about we don't treat people what do you call this? Parang hard for a day. You know, we make them feel special.
Okay.
Even if for a day, parang it's their parang pampering, parang ito yung time na magiging
star for a day ka. Sige.
Star for a day mismo. Yun.
This is your this is your moment. So give me the chance to do my work. Maganda yun Pwede kong gawing linya yung sa mga model. So, diba?
Yeah,
give me. No, kasi it's not, alam na get ko yung let them feel that this is their shoot, na yung output is for them and final out. So, just play along. Something like that. Yung iba yung idols. Ito na sila, PayPal of Hong Kong is here.
Siyempre, yung ating Fuji ambassador of the Hong
Fuji
Kong.
ambassador with how much? With the 500,000 pesos camera. Ano nga ang camera niya ngayon?
GFX 100, no?
Medium frame, no? Medium frame, no?
Medium
frame
frame
na sinushoot niya. Ano sinushoot mo, Pay? Selfie.
Selfie.
Pampira ka.
Isa sa mga naka 58mm din yan nakasaksak yan sa GFX 100 niya
Ay, ito a little bit controversial to. Romel, itong next ko na. Alam mo, took me a while to create those questions for you, Xander, kasi hindi ko nga this is not my field, so I need to create my question based on curiosity ko about your work. So yun yung lumalabas dito. How is your awareness on the temptation in your business, and what is your philosophy on this? Pang Miss Universe, sorry.
May temptation talaga. And of course, you wanna take photographs of the people you admire. Yung people you look up to, and then sometimes you get starstruck, diba?
Do you? Ikaw? Before. Ngayon?
Then,
they still get starstruck?
Hindi na.
Wala na?
Wala.
Normal na. Tingin mo sa lahat.
Dati, di ba? Siyempre, nung nag-shoot
Is it that scary? Kasi that's part of the excitement that brings you in? Hindi ka ba?
Pero ngayon, dati, yun nga, sabi ko nga, it's not really for everybody. No, it's not really for people, yung iba they cannot stomach it, and then yung iba parang ang temptation na parang they always have to have a muse, and then they have to have parang kailangan maiuwi mo yung model after that. Parang
hindi kasi alam mo, nakakatawa dito. Sasabihin nila, okay, look at me. Para kasi sila natignan lang sila ng model, akala crush na sila. Yung mga ganun. Yan natignan ka lang na malagkit, akala mo kayo na. May mga ganun. Natatawa ka rin, bakit kailan?
Kilala ko yan.
Dami kong kilalang ganun.
Nahawakan. Tiniglan yung shoot, nahawakan lang balikat mo ng model kasi tinilip yung camera. Feeling mo, in love na sa'yo. Yung mga ganun, may mga ganun.
Ito na yung moment namin, ito na yun.
Pero ang hirap, no? It's so how do you set your mindset?
Ito yung mindset ko kasi it's about when I shoot people, when I shoot celebrities, it's really about parang keeping the relationship, no, with them.
Okay,
so eventually parang I help them with their careers. Kunyari, yung hot babes, diba? Lahat yung hot babes sa akin nagsimula, lahat ng mga sexy stars sa FHM sa amin nag-start, and then eventually they became cover girls and then became big, di ba? Sila Diana, sila Maui Taylor, sila Aubrey Miles. But throughout the years, I'm still friends with them. I'm still good friends with them. So once they get endorsements, even before hanggang ngayon, ganun yung investment.
So basically, you create this relationship with them. Not the relationship you're faking, guys. That's a relationship a professional relationship. Yeah, friendship.
Yeah, friendship.
So it's nice, no? Hindi lang ang tingin mo sa client or they're just models. No, they end up friends. They end up friends. Kasi nga part nga daw siguro nga the way you talk to them, it's earning their trust. So to the point na nagiging kaibigan mo na nga talaga siya sa shoot.
Yep. So eventually, because of the experience, yung initial experience nila sa amin or sa akin shooting with me, I went, for my Tanduay calendar or for my Ginebra calendar, I want the guy who made me feel this way. Di ba? Parang ganun. So, who's that guy?
Yeah, syempre.
Sino pa ba?
Di ba? Sino ba yung nagpaganda sa akin?
Oo.
Ito na. Yun ang kunin natin. So, i-request ka nila.
Okay.
Alright. Yan na. Guys, sige, Romel, go.
Sir Xander, may follow through. Sir Xander, may experience ka na ba na
bilisan mo yung question. Nagpo-post ka doon sa may experience. Ang pangit pakinggan tuloy.
Hindi ko siya may may na-experience ka ba na bad sa shoot when it comes to model? Celebrity model.
Meron. Marami. Pero it's not the celebrities, no?
I see.
It's not the celebrities. It's the wannabes.
Okay. Tama,
it's the opposite.
Tama.
Akala ko baliktad, ha? So that's, no? Okay.
Actually, mas maraming insecurities yung mga wannabes than the established celebrities.
Opo.
I'm so lucky with my career na most of the established celebrities, they trust me.
Yeah.
Because I worked with them ever since they started in the industry. And then, kunyari, si Miss Universe Pia Wurtzbach, ang unang shoot niyan when she was 14 years old, model namin siya sa SM.
Oh. Okay.
So kumbaga eventually nag-artista siya sa ABS-CBN, parang nilaunch siya kasama ni Bea Alonso. Do you remember that?
Mukhang hindi na.
Hindi, di ba? So si Pia was one of parang trio ng girls, and there was another girl na hindi rin nagtuloy ng showbiz. So basically, among the three of them, si Bea Alonso lang yung sumikat, and then nag-fall, medyo naging awkward si Pia being artista because of her tall and stature. Yung stature niya. Pang beauty queen siya, di ba? But she was able to revive her.
Pero no one would know na yun yung you wouldn't even know that time na siya yung magiging
Miss Universe na pinakasikat.
Oo.
Pero because of the relationship that I, ever since she was 14, when she was modeling, hanggang maging 18, 20, 21, model ko siya sa dami ng fashion shoots, sa lahat ng dami ng catalog shoots.
Hindi mo na mabibilang siguro lahat ng model mo. Na kami nabibilang pa namin. So bali, we're in the wrong type of shoot.
Ngayon, may ang dami niyang shoot. Yung mga video, yung mga endorsement niya, Olay, and then Downey. So, pag narinig niya na, sino photographer? Xander. So, okay, good. I'm good with him. I'm comfortable with him. Hindi na siya magre-request ng iba kasi I've been working with her for the longest time.
So, it's nice. So, yan, guys, So, wag nyo wag nyo sisirain yung relasyon nyo sa model sa isang shoot lang. Yun lang
wag talaga.
Hindi porke tingin na kayo ng model, crush na kayo. Tandaan nyo, pinapatingin nyo sa camera. So, talagang titingin sa iyo. Pero hindi doesn't mean crush kayo, lol. Or pag humawak sa balikat nyo, dahil para tingnan yung shoot.
Ito na yung moment, no?
Baka lang matumba yun, kaya humahawak lang sa iyo. So, wag kayong nakukuryente. Wag assuming. Wag kayo masyado assuming. Yan lang, turo ka lang. Marami kami kilala ganyan. Xander, are rules meant to be broken? How do you apply it in your line of work?
There are no rules. So there's nothing to be... Yeah, there's no rules. There's no rules. Walang nag-set ng rules. Walang nag-set ng rules.
Guides lang.
Yeah. Ha? Walang
Guide?
rules.
Walang rules talaga. Yo.
Wala talagang rules. Ang sa akin lang, ewan kong mababasa. Nababasa mo ba? Or baliktad?
Baliktad, pero...
It's not right, yan. It's not right. It's not wrong. Just different.
Yun lang yung...
Magaling Romel.
Nabasa mo, baliktad
Oo nga.
So basically, there's no rules. There's only different. No? Yung rules mo sa situation mo, it doesn't apply to me, it doesn't apply to Parc, doesn't. Yeah. So magkakaiba lang tayo. Magkakaiba lang tayo ng parameters.
Yep.
So magkakaiba lang tayo. There's no rules. I don't believe in the rules.
You're a good inspirational talker. You should talk. People should invite you more and inspire. You could inspire people na talagang kanina nasimula, di ba?
Buti na lang.
Ang problema kasi ng mga ibang...
Tayo Xander, sabi ng isang nako, gagamitin excuse ni Romel yan. Sir Xander. I think mali daw
Ikaw talaga Alejandro Ikaw Alejandro
So Romel, follow my lead. I'll para makapagpahinga na rin So marami-rami to. I'll be skipping some questions. So pipiliin ko na yung mga magaganda na mas may sense. Oh, okay. So again, let's talk about this. How important is the brand of gears in your field?
Sa akin, in my experience, it's very
line
important.
Of work, yeah.
I trust very few brands that works for my kind of work.
Like for the lighting itself, kanina nasimulan na natin.
And also with the gears, no. So there's always a minimum requirement for the cameras. Before kasi ang Lumix, they're not, kumbaga hindi high res on photos, but they're really good with videos. Tama, di ba? But when they came up with, kasi kinuha na ako ng Lumix before after Nikon. Kinuha na ako for GH4. Pero it didn't really work for me. I wasn't able to use it. Kasi low res din siya. So hindi ko rin siya magagamit. So when they developed the S1R, which is for both videos, and they have a 40 megapixel camera, and 4K video capable, which is unquestionable one of the best video cameras ang Lumix ever since. Video camera talaga sila So sa akin nung kinuha nila for GH4, parang okay lang. 'Di ba? Parang sa akin parang hindi ko talaga siya honest in full honesty na nagagamit ko siya. But ngayon, because yung requirement ko talaga is to shoot, let's say I have to surrender or have to turn over a 40 megabytes na raw file or a 70 megabytes na TIFF file. Hindi kaya yun ng ibang lower model ng Lumix. Pero when they launched S1R, it was able to meet my requirements for my kind of work. Which is sinasabi ko nga sa inyo, lahat ng photos ko, minomonetize ko. Hindi lang siya basta for this and that. So, hindi may purpose talaga siya. That's why ni-encourage ko everybody to shoot raw. Kahit na bulaklak man yan, may bibenta mo pa rin yan. May bibenta mo pa rin yan sa stock photo or di ba?
Yun. Romel.
Yun. Sir, regarding with dun sa Lumix, hindi naman po ba kayo nahirapan sa lineup of lente? Hindi kasi, alam mo na, di ba? Hindi po kayo nahirapan sa lineup of lens nung Lumix?
Hindi naman. Sa akin kasi it's a camera. It's a camera. It's
How's the color, brother? Kasi how's the color in terms of yung processing niya? In cam, kamusta yung kulay niya? Comparable to
Nikon
or Canon or whatever.
So hindi talaga ako nakahawak ng Canon at all. Hindi rin ako nakahawak ng Sony, hindi rin ako So basically nahawakan ko lang talaga Nikon and Lumix, yun lang, wala. So I cannot talk about the other brands.
So okay, sa Nikon, sige, let's go compare. Just curious lang ako sa kulay.
Actually, yung preset niya, medyo kulang siya. Kulang siya on terms of the photos.
Alright.
So I have to adjust kunyari, may standard ka and then you have to adjust.
You have to play around with this. Which is normal. We normal play around with that.
Okay lang naman po yun.
Kasi ako, galing tayong Nikon, I wanted to warm. Sanay ako sanay tayo
the
yellowish
color.
yellow color. So, yun yung hinahanap ko. So, you have to adjust it just a little bit. Pero in terms of video naman, yun ang maganda. So right now, majority ng shoots ko, there's always a video component. And I don't need to bring a lot of cameras. So yun na yung camera. Balit ka lang ng mode. Tapos, and then, ayun, you can actually charge double sa clients.
Okay na yun. At least something new. Kasi hindi, kasi lately hindi masyado napapag-usapan. That's why I'm curious about that. Yan. So, we're almost done, brother, ha? So, yan. Everyone wants their own studio. What's your take on this? Now, I'm asking you this in behalf of our friends, brothers and sisters who's working hard, mga OFW who's eventually retiring, and majority of them, whenever I talk, what's your plan whenever you go back to the Philippines? Ay, magtatayo ako ng studio.
Studio sa Pilipinas.
That's always their goal or the plan in those. Pero you have to shed the reality, the true thing about having a studio is. So go ahead.
Actually, ang majority naman ng mga kaibigan ko, they don't have a studio, no? So most of the professional photographers now, advertising and fashion, they just rent out studios, which is ngayon ang dami ng studios na rental. Even
para kabote, di ba?
Even ako nagre-rent ako ngayon sa Makati because giniba ko na yung sa kong studio sa Makati sa A-Venue.
Sa A-Venue, wala na doon. Okay.
Wala na kasi binili ng Ayala na yun eh.
No.
So they're gonna tour the thing down, the mall, and then put up a high rise. So sabi ko, okay lang na mawala, and then I still have sa akin naman personally, sabi ko nga sa'yo, I get easily bored. That's why I need a playground. So parang ako hindi ko pwedeng walang studio because sa akin lang yun, it's my personality. Yung iba kasi, I mean, most people they will stay in front of the camera, in front of the computer, and then do whatever magic they need to do. Ako naman baliktad.
I do it in real time eh.
I can't do Photoshop. I can't sit in front of my computer for more than 2 hours. So yun, I get uneasy. So I rather be standing, shooting, creating, nakatayo maghapon, and then put everything or shoot everything in camera, and then pagdating ko sa post-processing, Tagpa 5 minutes na lang yung gagawin ko tapos na.
Pero having is it gaano ka is it a wise investment to have a studio for someone who's not into your field pero plans to have a business like studio kasi feeling nila since they know photography kasi yun ang nagiging nagiging mindset kasi parang okay ito yung photographer
actually the more studios the better, so yung mga creatives they will have more choices. Actually, yung mga studio is really a good investment kasi hindi lang naman photographers ang market ninyo. Yeah. Ngayon, most of the influencers o yung mga creators naghahanap sila ng studio for them to be able to shoot in a reasonable price kasi yung ibang influencers or should they get bored with their own shit in their house? So sometimes the brand will require them to shoot in a studio. So ngayon majority talaga ng shoots ngayon are usually kung magpapa-studio rental ka, it's a very lucrative.
Sige. Romel, I'll finish this with 3 more questions then hindi ko natatanong para at ito na yata pinakamahabang interview niya ngayon as of today. Baka charge Okay, so this is more of hindi naman controversial. It's just showing your personality. Do you believe in business as business? What's your opinion on keeping the competition healthy, especially if the people you work with become your friends in your field? You guys have different level of competition. How do you manage it without being personal? Iba yung
actually, yung mga competition ko galing din sa akin.
I know.
Kumbaga, I created my own monster.
Yes, you are ano ba tawag doon, Mr.
Pero,
sige.
Pero okay lang sa akin kasi I was able to help them at least launch their careers. And then I'm happy for them that they're one of the top photographers now, ganyan. But ang sa akin kasi I still have my own market. And I'm happy, I'm contented with what I'm doing now.
The market, yun. Okay.
Iba yung market nila, iba yung akin. Oo,
and you're Xander already. No one could take
established
that from
na. May mga brands talaga na bagay sa brand ko. And then may mga brands na bagay sa kanila. And then yung mga brands na bagay sa kanila, hindi bagay sa akin kasi iba yung approach nila, di ba?
Tama.
Magkakaiba tayo ng taste
Tama. May naalala ko na naman yung cartel Naipasok ko tuloy.
Ay, naka. Anyway, Xander.
Let's go ahead.
May follow-up ka, Romel? O natuloy ako dito?
Ano naalala mo, Ruben?
Ayun niya, may hugot yan. Meron rin siya kilala mga
question ko doon sa cartel
good vibes tayo dito, Romel Pambira.
Hindi, sige Sir Xander, follow to lang ako. Sir Xander, yun nga po na nabanggit niyo po na yun, na nakapag-create ka ng your own monster, nakapag-create ka ng mga new breeds of photographers na in line with your industry. Sir Xander, paano nyo po sila in a way, paano nyo po sila at least still natutulungan pa rin up to now?
Actually, because yung studio, kung makikita nyo, if you go to our website, we represent a number of photographers and then we represent a number of creatives. So basically, yung ibang clients namin regionally, pag hindi ko style yung requirement nila, syempre ang una kong i-recommend yung mga galing sa akin na
kasi na-train mo and yung kalidad is within your level of di ba?
Alam ko na they will be able to deliver because they came from me. So basically sila rin yung
ang ganda nun
Oo nga.
Ang ganda nun. How I wish I could use those lines.
So basically, we still, in a way, represent them. International clients, usually Singapore, Thailand, and Malaysia. Tapos, actually, wala na yung Hong Kong market kasi China na siya eh. Mula nung na-turnover sa China, wala nang work coming in from Hong Kong. And then all the China photographers, sila na nag-take over sa Hong Kong clients. So right now, majority ng mga clients are coming in from Thailand, Malaysia, and Singapore. So ang daming projects na hindi ko naman pwedeng sarilinin lahat. So basically, they're being distributed equally to the other photographers.
Alright. So,
siguro yung mga customers from Hong Kong kasi nakuha na ni Sir PayPal yan di ba?
January. Alright. Actually, 3 more. Talaga mabilisan na lang to. Ayaw kitang pakawalan eh. Ang gaganda kasi ng tanong eh. Prepare ko sa'yo to eh. Hindi ko kailangan marinig coming from you for validation. Okay, what is loyalty to you, especially in the world of advertising? Have you burned bridges ever since? Have you ever burned bridges?
Client-wise or supplier-wise?
Anything in general, I guess that would be in advertising in general.
Actually, it's
Does
hard
it happen?
to burn.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to burn bridges because our market is. Our industry is too small. It's too small. Everybody knows everybody. But, yeah. So, yung kalokohan mo,
mabilis pa
pero, once you, kumbaga, parang naka-experience na kami ng, what do you call this? Medyo, hindi ka nais na ano. Kahit na pilitin mo kami mag-shoot for you, hindi na kami, hindi na kayo priority.
Yun na lang gagawin mo. Okay.
Parang ganun. And then, in terms of suppliers naman, yung mga, syempre, meron kang 10 na nasa speed dial. Pag yung isa doon bumitaw, di ba? Pag isa doon bumitaw, meron nakapila na 2 and 3.
Nakapila na.
So madaling palitan eh.
So it's not basically what in your field of work, it's not personal, it's just work.
No.
So it
kasi
doesn't
kung personalan to, dapat din ako nagtitrain.
Tagal ka na napikon.
Oo nga eh.
Saka hindi na ako nagtitrain ng tao.
So if someone wants to apply as an apprentice, wala na, close na yung pintuan ni Xander. You still what is it?
Hindi, okay. Depende pa rin kasi sa sa style.
Yan. So, guys,
yun.
Depende sa style ha. Hindi
may pag-asa.
He has to see something different from your work. Hindi yung dahil siya pagtuturo from scratch sa inyo, iba yung usapan yun. So, yun kung gusto nyo mag-apprentice, show your work. Pakita nyo na may K kayo. Could you see any difference between your generation of artists and photographers to the new generation right now?
Oo, ang layo eh. Ang layo. Hindi, sa amin kasi before, the idea is king, kumbaga.
The idea is king.
Is king.
Oh,
Ngayon,
Peg is king.
Hindi, budget. Budget is king.
Budget. Okay.
Budget. Dati kasi, if you have an idea, the brand will spend for it. Kunyari, meron kang gustong gawin, this is your dream. This is your dream shoot. This is your concept, ganyan. And then they have to pay for it. Kunyari, kahit magkano pa yan, kahit magkano yung production cost na yan, if they want it, they will be, what they call it, they have to buy into the idea. Nakuha mo, ngayon, meron akong 50,000 nung kaya mong gawin. Yung pinakamaganda mong idea. Parang gano'n, di ba? Baliktad. So, ngayon, everybody's, di ba, kumbaga, lahat ngayon may micro-influencers, may macro-influencers. Yung mga macro, nasa 1 million. Yung mga micro, nasa 10,000. But it's the same content.
Yeah.
It's the same content. Mas mababa lang yung followers ng micro.
Nakakalungkot na.
Nakakalungkot.
What went wrong? What went wrong?
Platform, no?
Platform.
Sobrang dami nung ang problema kasi sa industry now is it's all about numbers. It's all about engagement. It's about, di ba?
Yeah,
ito, ang daming nagla-like dito. Di ba? Ang daming nagla-like dito tayo.
Kami nga, wala nga viewers eh. Tingnan mo kung sino-sino na iimbita namin dito. Pero rami ka na nanonood na replay. Pambira kayo sa live show. Nyo. Okay, last and you survived this interview, my friend. This is one tricky question. Given a chance to review your own life's work, Mr. Xander Angeles, what would you say to what would you say to yourself? Ano mga i-correct mo? What would you say to yourself? Basically review yourself eh.
Ang sa akin lang kasi I was in the peak of my career. I launched a book. I was directing commercials. I was directing music videos. I was working with the top celebrities during the early 2000s. And then I left. I left in the peak of my career. Went to New York. I had to scratch that itch. And then I have to compare myself to the top photographers in the world. And New York is the place. So nangating ako ng medyo late na. Okay. So you have to do that. You have to do that when early in your career when you're not comfortable. If you're willing to start over again. Start over again. Starts from scratch. And that's what I did in New York. Kumbaga.
Okay.
So parang I went there without I don't know anybody. I don't have any connection. Sugat yan. Pero sabi ko kasi parang pag dinelay ko pa yung pagpunta ko ng Amerika, baka I might be too lazy as an artist. So I had to do it. And that's why I jumped ship. Parang left everything here and went there. And then when I left, it opened the doors to the new breed of photographers. And then kasi nasa Amerika na ako. But it was worth it. When I went there, I was able to study. I was able to find myself. I was able to find the meaning of yung brand ko. I was able to... Kasi there's no... Hindi, totoo bro. Kasi I mean, sa Amerika wala kang assistant. Dito you have assistants. Left and right, may driver ka pa. And then you have an army of people working behind you. And then you have the backing of the big magazines and all that. Sa Amerika, pagdating mo doon, who are you? Who's Xander Angeles? Diba? Naglalaba ka sa umaga para may pangsuot ka sa gabi during the shoot, diba? Parang gano'n. It's a humbling experience. And then, ang sa akin lang, I should have done that a little bit more earlier. Oo. But I came back 2010, came back strong. I brought in elite model management and then put up a studio in Makati and studio in Quezon City. And then started from scratch, coming from New York, back here. And then here we are after 10 years.
Yeah, that's why idol ka na marami, brother. And congratulations, you're done.
Thank you, sir.
I know this is a different platform, a different type of show, but you were able to inspire people, not even na hindi mo man ka-field. There are photographers who's just listening right now because they have nothing to do on a Monday night because they lost job because of that current situation, or some of them are just finding inspiration from people like you. Kaya maraming salamat kapatid. It's an honor to have you here and thank you. Wala akong masabi. This is everything you said and we've talked about tonight. It's something na ngayon ko lang rin narinig karamihan. And iba I would say nakilala kita deeper na iyon yung pala. hindi yung Xander Angeles na sexy shooter eh. Xander Angeles na nasa FHM. Probably I'll let Romel would say on his own word kasi yan, I'll be honest when I asked, sabihin ko na to Romel when I asked Romel to invite you, sabi niya pare hindi ko kilala masyado si Xander, alam ko yung pangalan pero I don't know anything about Xander. Sabi ko research ka and you'll know kasi everything you wanna know about his work nandun pero hindi yun yung purpose. So yun now Romel, who's Xander Angeles now yung pagkakilala mo?
Yun. So, actually nga, at first, honestly, Sir Xander, ang sabi ko...
Huwag ka na mag-English, wala siya sa New York. Pinoy yan.
Hindi ko kilala si Sir Xander Angeles, papi, sabi ko ganyan. Ang alam ko lang kay Sir Xander, siya yung photographer sa FHM, which is yung kinukulik ko dati. Sabi niya, mag-research ka. So, ang ginawa ko, Sir Xander, so nanood ako ng mga series of interviews mo, mga past interviews, lahat ng gawa mo. Talaga nag-stalk ako. May napanood ako.
Kay Mo Twister.
Kay Mo Twister, pare. Lalo siya, mas lalo siya kinabahan sa'yo.
Sabi ko, kung anong gagawin ko kay Sir Xander, ito pa yung napanood. Tinapos ko halos lahat yung mga previous live mo with Sir Alex sa Lumix, pinanood ko siya. So, it's very different na nakilala ka namin, Sir Xander, lalo ngayon
pati ako tuloy kinabahan. Yung nag-report back siya, kinabahan pa ako. How's your research? Dude, parang seryoso si Xander sa sa nilaway mo. Sino ba nag-interview? Una si Mo Twister. Sanday lang, hindi naman photographer yun. So, iba siguro yung tema yung kaya hindi naman siguro mag-open up yung tao. O sino pa? May photographer, pero doon at least naging siya relax. So, how relax? Sabi niya, kasi normally, I don't want to watch or even talk to the guests earlier before the live show. Kasi gusto ko na to, yung whatever you're saying right now is just my natural expression of excitement for you guys. So, yung kinuwento niya, shit, sabi ko, hindi ko pa nakakakwentuhan to si Xander. Baka ba, So, kaya sabi ko, sige, tingnan natin. So, pero I was confident, sabi ko, no. Nakainuman ko na yan. Alam ko na si Xander. So I think he'll open up naman. So, yun. And you did your part. And more than we were expecting. You have lots of questions here, pero hindi namin natapos po. Pero, enough na to. So, Xander, any parting words for our mga kapatid natin sa industries from last year? Honestly, sabi ko sa'yo, hardly sobrang tinamaan tong industry natin na even to the events, to any, kahit anong genre, tinamaan lahat ng businesses. And most of them is on the verge of giving up. And could you say something that would probably boost their morale or anything, how to survive this? I don't know kasi honestly we still don't know how long we have to wait until mag-normalize lahat. Yep. Go ahead, brother.
After the election, okay na tayo. Nihintay lang ng mga politiko na matapos yung election. So May 2022, back to normal na tayo.
Ayun, May 22, balik na tayo.
Yun.
So anyway, sa mga yun na I mean,
kapatid,
kailangan ng konting direction, guidance or whatnot. Ang masasabi ko lang naman is just be true to yourself. Huwag niyong pilitin yung kung hindi mo mahal kasi yung ginagawa mo. Kung hindi mo talaga siya mahal, and napipilitan ka lang. And then you don't have the passion for it. It doesn't keep you up at night or it doesn't wake you up in the morning and then alam mo yun, you have to have that purpose eh. If you don't have that purpose, wag mo na itutuloy. Don't do anything haphazard. If you want to do something, you have to give it 100%. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt kasi yung self-doubt, yun ang killer. Yun ang creative killer. No? So, kailangan mong paniwalaan yung sarili mo na gagawin mo to. Sayang, hindi ko nga nasuot eh. Ang ina namin
i-shoot mo, padala mo sa akin. Isasama ko sa edit dito yun.
Hindi, meron kami ngayong t-shirt na sabi ko sa mga boys ko.
Vision
and grit.
Grit. Yeah.
So you have to have that, meron ka, and then you have to have the grit or the guts to execute. Maraming may vision,
pero walang lakas.
Pero walang stomach.
Yeah.
Walang stomach to do it. If you don't have the stomach for it, this is not the business for you.
Yun. Romel, your final words before I close the show?
Ayun, so guys, I hope marami kayong natutunan ngayong araw na to. So, siguro naman, ang dami nyo natutunan at very inspiring yung mga sinabi ni Sir Xander. Very inspiring. Actually, pati ako na-inspire din.
O, di ba kanina naman, give up ko, bebeta mo na, di ba?
Oo, sabi ko nga sa'yo kanina, parang gusto ko na ibenta yung mga gears ko.
Basahin mo muna kay Ricky para kay Xander. Ricky Ladja.
Anak ng lakas ng self-doubt ko. Kaya siguro di ako singwapo ni Sir ni X. Ni Sir Xander. Sabi niya.
Ricky. Ayan si ba. Pero Ricky, good evening to you and thanks for watching us. So guys, that's it folks. Thanks for watching our special episode Edge of Light.
Yes.
With Mr. Xander Angeles. And my parting words to be
salamat.
To live a creative life, we must lose our fear for being wrong. Yun lang naman. Huwag kayong matakot. Anyway, good night everyone. Stay safe. Peace to you. And kalimut tayo. Next month is our 1-year anniversary.
Yes.
1-year anniversary. And
1-year anniversary.
Stay tuned kung sino ang guest namin doon. It's gonna be one heck of an interview. Yun. Xander, maraming salamat. And
maraming salamat po, sir.
Sana hindi ka napahiya dito sa show.
Opo. Hindi. Maraming
I hope you enjoy it.
Xander.
Alright guys, that's it. Good night. Peace.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.